Ken Easley of the Seattle Seahawks, and you're watching NorbCam.
First down. Where's that coming from? Oh, yeah. That's something that didn't happen yesterday enough for Seattle. What's up, guys? This is NorbCam coming at you. A little bit weird to be doing this, a game that doesn't involve the Seahawks. But, yeah, I think yesterday's game sucked. Probably the worst game we played all year. They saved their worst game for the most important time. And congrats to the Rams, man. I mean, they got it done. We didn't. My dad is not with me. It's just me today watching this game. Again, we got Ravens, Titans. And when your team is out of the playoffs, besides feeling sorry for yourself and bummed out, well, you watch other people's teams and pick somebody who you want to have, decide, okay, who do I want for the Super Bowl now that your own team is out of it? And welcome everybody who's here. Wow, you got a bunch of you guys here considering that the Seahawks aren't even playing. If you guys are new here, welcome. My name is NorbCam. Norb-cam is my real name. I'm a big Seahawks fan. I do these, obviously I'm a Seahawks YouTuber doing music videos, analysis videos, game reactions like this, but we're out of it. But the season's not over, so we're going to do this anyway. And I'm rooting for the Titans, man, in this thing. I'm kind of going into underdog role as far as this game's concerned. So here we go. Titans going to roll. Tannehill's going to run the ball, keep it for a gain of 4 yards. And you're going to hear me as a bitter Seahawks fan constantly referring to what we should have done in the game like this. Why didn't Russell Wilson design some run outs, some running plays for himself here? Tannehill gets 4 on the opening play. You've got a good running back, obviously a dominant running back in Derrick Henry in the backfield. We had should have been dominant running back, Chris Carson. They didn't give him the ball half the time as they should have. And watch, I bet they'll give it to Derrick Henry right here because they know that Derrick Henry's a good running back. And what do you do when you have a good running back? You feed him the ball. And I'm going to predict it right here. Snap. Oh, what a surprise. They gave it to Derrick Henry. And look, what did he do? Oh, he got 2 yards. But still, you got to feed him the rock. You got to get him going. I'm going to do, I'm not done doing videos, even though Seahawks season is done. I'm going to still do at least for this week, we're going to do the coaching corner to break down that horrible game. We'll do the round table this week to get the fellas together where we look back at our score predictions, see what we said was going to happen, and then talk about what really did happen. And I'm still going to stream some of these key games, maybe not every single one, but at least the ones that I care about. Here we go. So Titans at a 3rd and 4. Let's see how they do. If they can do better than our putrid, what were we, 2 out of 12 and 3rd down? He throws right side. It's going to be overthrown. So, 3 and out by the Titans. Again, who am I rooting for in this game? I'm going to root, like I said, I'm going for the underdogs, man. First of all, I'm going to just say congratulations to the Rams, and now I hope for your immediate demise from this point on. I've said before, people ask me, who's your second favorite team? I don't have a second favorite team, but now that I'm in this playoff mode, and you got to root for somebody, at this point, geez, what have we got left? We got Packers, Saints, Tampa Bay, and here's the punt coming up. Boom. Tampa Bay, and who's left? Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Who's the other team? Sam Dog, what's up? Dovin Real Estate, Daniel Dovin, my sponsor, who is right there. You can see him for all your real estate needs if you're in the Seattle area. Shameless plug. I'm not shameless. No shame at all. I'm happy to have teamed up with Daniel Dovin. He's a good guy, knows his stuff, a good Seahawks fan. I'm sure we're depressed about it, but hopefully we'll continue to keep doing videos. Love to keep working with you, brother. Sam Dog says we should fire Schottenheimer. I'm going to do a video. I haven't never done one of these, but one of these kind of reaction sort of parodies of what a Seahawks fan reaction to losing the playoffs. Here goes the Ravens on offense. They do a play action read option. They hand up to the running back, stuffed for about a 3-yard game. So who am I rooting for? Let's just pull up the playoff machine thing so I don't leave anybody out of this thing. It's gonna be the Saints against the Rams. I'm rooting for the Saints on this one because people have asked me who's your second favorite team. I don't have one, but I'd say the Saints are one of these teams that, for whatever reason, maybe it's Drew Brees, I've actually respect. I feel like they've been hosed. Like, here's a read option. Lamar Jackson's going to keep it, and he's going to get only 3 yards in the play. It's going to be third down and about 3 yards to go. I'm rooting for the Saints on this one. First of all, when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, they played the Saints in the NFC Championship game, and the Saints got hosed. I'm sorry. Rams, you should never have been in that game. You sucked in the Super Bowl. You shouldn't have been there. It should have been the Saints. So this is sort of a redemption game for the Saints against the Rams, and so I'm rooting all the way for the Saints to win that game. Now, am I rooting for them for the entire rest of the playoffs? Who am I missing? I'm certainly not rooting for Tom Brady. That guy's got enough rings, and I don't want to see him with a smiling face at the podium at the end of the season. So Lamar Jackson's going to throw, and it's dropped. Well covered by number 31, intended for 89. Tight end, incomplete, so a couple of 3-and-outs to start this game. So, who am I rooting for? Well, I guess I'm sort of over. I'm already jumping ahead, assuming that the Saints are going to win this game against Chicago. But I think, does anybody not think the Saints are going to win this game against Chicago? So, Saints are going to face I take that back. Green Bay is going to face. The punt is off. No, Green Bay is going to face the Rams, a 5-yard return. That's right. The Green Bay is going to. What am I talking about? This ain't going to happen. I got ahead of myself. Forgot that the seeding is different. Green Bay will play the Rams. That messes up my whole theory now. So the Saints play Chicago today. Saints will win. So it's going to be Saints against the Buccaneers and Green Bay against the Rams. Oh, God. I don't like any of that combination. I don't want Green Bay to win. I clearly don't want the Rams to win. I don't want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win. So Saints are going to win against Chicago. So I have to root for the Saints. It's Saints all the way, baby. And not because I like the Saints. It's because they're the team I least like. Oh, no, they're the team I least hate amongst the ones that are left standing. So forget Green Bay, forget Los Angeles, forget Tampa Bay. New Orleans is my team. All right, so as far as the AFC is concerned, I'm rooting for, again, I'm in underdog mode, but I'm not going to go as far as to say I'm going to root for Cleveland. Sorry, man. Cleveland's had a good run here, making the playoffs and everything, but the team I'm going for is the Buffalo Bills. For one, they've had about as miserable a past as you can have in the last 20, 30 years with the Super Bowl appearances that they all lost, four straight Super Bowl appearances and not win one, and then they had to deal with the New England Patriots dominating the division for the past 20 years. So Bills Mafia, that fan base, they deserve a little enjoyment. This is like what Seattle went through when it came to, the 2013 season. So I'm rooting for Buffalo. I think Josh Allen's a really good quarterback. I admire the way the guy plays the game. He's really good. And so that's kind of who I'm thinking is my pick. They did kick our butts, but we deserve that. They outplayed us in every facet of the game. Outcoached, outplayed. Certainly not going to root for the Steelers. Kansas City is kind of a shoo-in. Packers Nation 12 in the Super Chat says, we're going to knock the Rams out next week. Probably so. You guys are hard to beat at home. And the Rams, I don't think they're that good. I mean, they're good enough to beat us, but they're not that good. They had a favorable matchup in the first round. So I think it's going to come down to Green Bay and New Orleans in the NFC Championship game. All right, here we go. Titans. So in this game, I'm just, I'm not picking any of these guys to win the Super Bowl. I want to see the Titans win here. Titans, hands off Derrick Henry, left side. Look at him feed the rock. Gets 6, almost 7. See, this is what Seattle had to do. They had Chris Carson. They've been saving him all year. And then what do? They keep throwing the ball trying to go downfield when they needed to just run the wheels off that guy. They should have just kept running him until they could run no more. I don't know how many carries he got. He didn't get enough. He should have gotten the ball 20 times in the beginning of the game until they proved that he couldn't go anywhere. That's what pissed me off the most about that game yesterday. Derrick Henry, again, he only gets 1, but that's okay. It's still positive yardage, and it's going to wear the middle of that defense down. It's going to cause them to keep bunching up. Linebackers going to start creeping up. Defensive end's going to start sucking up, and then what's going to happen? Ryan Tannehill on a play action rollout. And then tight end and the wide receivers on the cross the drag is going to be wide open. Third and 3. Pretty good defensive game so far. Trips to the left. Single tight end to the right. Now motion. Number 13 to the right. Tannehill throws left side. Nope. Oh, wait. He got it. Whoa. Nice catch. A nice throw. Who was that? Wow. Number 11. Is that Brown? Brown, man, with the catch. That's about 25, 30 yards down the left sideline. Nice throw. Put the dime on there. Humphrey, the coverage wasn't bad, but not good enough. Gets out of bounds. First down. First down. That's good for Titans. First down. It feels like blasphemy to be doing that for some other team. Tannehill under center. Henry in the backfield. He's going to throw. Looking, throws left side. Little out route to Smith. John to Smith for 4 yards. Pardon me while I eat my breakfast here. Remember, it's only 10:15 in the morning here in Seattle, so. I chose a real crunchy cereal so you guys can have some AMSR. ASMR, was it? ASMR? AMSR? AMSR. Second down and 6. From the Ravens' 31-yard line. Hand over to... false start. False start, you dummy. That's what Seattle kept doing yesterday, man. Seattle couldn't get their heads out of their butts, man. They were so many stupid self-inflicted punishments. False starts, holding, offside, or encroachment. What other dumb things they do? 4th and 1 after an injury, and they can't get the ball snapped on time. Not inexcusable. I'm sorry. I love my team. I always will. But you got to call spade a spade when your team does dumb stuff that has no possible rationale. You had to call them out. Titans now 2nd and 11. 2 receivers left, 1 right. Snap. Play action. He looks, throws middle of the field, crossing, and it's to Brown for a first down to the 22-yard line. That's another Titans first down. Nick LeBeau says Mike Iupati is our Jermaine Ifedi. I mean, in some ways he's worse than our Jermaine Ifedi. He's gone most of the time, and then when he gets back in, he sucks, and he gets penalized. So it's like, you're not available most of the time, and then when you are available, you don't even do anything good. You do negative things, and he got beat. Offensive line definitely needs some help. 2 receivers right. Snap, handoff. Derrick Henry up the middle, only gets a yard, maybe. Got to keep him honest, though. Just because you don't get some 5-6 yards every time, you got to keep feeding him the rock. Eventually, he will break through. OMF Google savage munching. What is this? Here's what is this cereal? Is that Crunchy's oatmeal squares or something? It's delicious. Chef Jack Attack. Norb, thanks for a great season. It was a fun season, though. I mean, of course I'm bitter like everybody else is. Bitter and angry and depressed, and Tannehill is going to play action rollout. And there's the play. That's what I was talking about. Now, I didn't get enough. He got 5 yards on the play, but that was the play action rollout I was talking about. Complete to Smith on the right side for about 5 yards. Justin Mojica. Man, I'm a Seahawks fan, and what I saw yesterday got me mad. We need to find an identity in the offseason, and I think change the coaching staff and sign an O-line and D-line and draft defense. That's a lot, man, but it's true. Ryker Rockstar, can we sign Logan Ryan or draft a D tackle because we need defense? And is Bobby Wags retiring this year? Let's sign Vontaze Perfect. Man, I don't think Bobby's retiring. KJ Wright has been talked about being on the last. No, there's the slant pass to number 86 for a first down. Good for a Titans first down to the 6-yard line. Titans rolling in business here. How can we do this? I'll be saying that all day. Why didn't we do this? As you notice, if you guys do want to do a super chat, which I would be greatly appreciative of the support, I'll read it out here. And my little 12 light should flash every time a super chat pops on. So hopefully it got my little Alexa device. Oh, Derrick Henry stuffed to the backfield for a loss of 3 yards. But number Matthew Judon penetration gets in there, man. Sniper Z, we need a cornerback. Yeah, we do need a cornerback. We need a lot of things. Biggest question, though, is are we happy with our coordinators? Are we happy with what everybody wanted to fire Ken Norton? I don't think too many people were talking about that yesterday. I think RP Gaming won. I'd love to re-sign Dunlap. He was a game changer. And here's a little formation shift by the Titans as they go second and goal from the 10-yard line. Empty backfield, 3 receivers left, 2 right. Tannehill takes a shotgun snap. Quick 2-step drop. Throws deep to the left fade pattern. Complete. Actually, offensive PI is not. I think that could have been argued that it was offensive PI. Brown definitely had a little push off at the end. He had separation. Knocked Humphries to the ground. And then he made the catch. Touchdown. Titans. Should I actually do it? Why not?
Touchdown, Seahawks!
It's not the Seahawks.
Seahawks!
But I am rooting for the Titans in this game, so I will get excited and do the touchdown thing for the touchdown dog. So there you go, touchdown. Nice drive. That was just like systematic drive down the field for 6. So Titans take the early lead, draw first blood in this super wildcard weekend. Jeff Jack attack. Oh yeah, I'm going to do calls. The kick is good. 7-0. Titans. Yeah, I'm going to open up the lines. If you guys want to talk to me during the show, I'm going to, you can join me on Discord. I've got a Discord right up here. It's also in the link. And let me open it up here and make sure it's working. Oh, wait, I got to do some things here. I got to turn on my Epic Cam. Where's my Epic Cam? There we go. All right. If you join my Discord, which we are an official partner of Discord, by the way, which is really cool. If you join and then hop on the stream game day party, you'll be able to actually talk to me right here on live on camera. In fact, there's some people in here waiting right now. Am I working? I am. Let's see. Let's talk to Nick LeBeau. He's a regular. Actually, no, I want to talk to Aidan Pham because Aidan, member of the NORBFAM membership, and I didn't talk to him yesterday. So, Aidan, good morning, sir. How you doing? Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Got one little thing to do here. There we go. Aidan, welcome to the show.
Hello, Norb. I'm so sad after yesterday's performance.
You know, I asked that question. Would you rather lose a game where you lose by like 1 inch in a heartbreaker where it was close and you were fighting, or would you rather lose in a blowout and kind of go, we never had a chance? Emotionally, I think emotionally it's easier to have that happen, but then when you think about the future of your team, it's more frustrating because you feel like, man, that we didn't look so good. We got problems to fix here. But what's your thoughts with the Seahawks moving forward now and what we got to do?
Well, yeah, offensively, we need a better offensive line. They played like horrible yesterday. Russell Wilson got sacked how many times?
1,000. It felt like 50.
A lot.
Yeah, no, it was bad. He looked scared. He looked like since the middle of the season when he really started getting sacked a lot, he almost looked like he was just constantly afraid of what was behind him and to the side of him and ducking and not standing in there, you know. And yeah, it seemed like that we never quite shook that through the rest of the year.
Yeah, and also like we had Titans dropping wide open passes. Russell Wilson, I don't know what happened with him yesterday, but it just felt like everything went wrong. And I'm watching this Titans-Ravens game, and then like the Titans are doing like everything perfectly that I wanted the Seahawks to do.
Yeah, me too, man. I wanted to see more feeding the rock to Chris Carson. I don't think we did it half as much as we should have. And I think that, we definitely were missing just execution on all phases, from the offensive line to play calling to, balls, like you said, balls getting dropped. It was just hard to watch, man. Hard to watch that game. But that pretty much epitomized our season. Anytime we lost, that's kind of what the game looked like, right? Except for the overtime loss to the Cardinals. We were playing lights out in that game, and we just couldn't quite do enough. But when we lost to the Rams the first time, it looked like that. When we lost to the Bills, we looked like that. When we lost to the Giants, we looked like that. So it kind of was, that was the theme there. So, yep. What do you think? What's our biggest need we got to fix into this upcoming season? If you wave a wand and go, the most important position we've got to fix and put the best person possible in that position would be what?
Well, definitely, first of all, we need to fix our coordinators because something isn't working. But just after seeing yesterday's game, I think our most needed position is offensive line. Mike Upati, I thought he was good.
Yeah, I think he's done. He came back and he just was, if he wasn't injured, he was not playing very well. So, yep. First down throw, by the way, on the left side for about 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Ravens. So now what about players? You talked, I guess I should have said left guard. So, first down, nope. I guess they had a 2nd down and 3 run. It looks like he's going to get the first down. So, first down for the Ravens with 5 minutes left in the first quarter. Somebody says in the chat that Chris Carson unfollowed the Seahawks and Russell Wilson. I think it's very simple to say that Chris Carson is done in Seattle. He will find a team somewhere else next year, and watch, he's going to go off for over 1,000 yards with some other team. It never fails. Never fails. Happened with Alex Collins, and I don't know. Players are going to have better seasons and have to leave the Seahawks. All right, man. Thanks for the call. I'm going to get back to calling this game, but intercepted.
Right, thank you,
what a horrible throw. All right, man. Take care. We'll talk again for sure.
All right, thank you, Norb.
You bet. Go Hawks. Oh my goodness, that was a horrible throw. Lamar Jackson just sort of threw it up for grabs, and the DB just had to sit there and wait for it. Let me see. He went out. He was looking to throw to the number 86, but he wasn't even close. I mean, number 80. I mean, it was behind him. I don't know if he thought he was going to go a different direction, but the ball had no oomph to it. The receiver was going to the right. The ball was thrown to the left. That's horrible. This is definitely Lamar Jackson's come down from earth season from last year. I don't see the Ravens getting very far in this postseason. I think it ends today. Again, at the hands of the Titans. Already looking that direction. Okay, let's see. Let's go. We got a commercial break here, so let's go talk to somebody. Let's see. Eagles. I see an Eagles. I don't know if it's an Eagles fan in the Discord, but we'll have to find out. You've got an Eagles logo. Your name is B-Money17. Who's this and where are you calling from?
My name is Brooks, and I'm calling from New Jersey.
Are you an Eagles fan, I assume?
Yeah, but I still support the Seahawks.
Oh, okay. You're one of those guys who has two teams that they support, which I could never understand, but I appreciate the fact that you do. Welcome to the show, man. I don't think we've talked before, have we?
I don't think so.
All right. So I must say the sound quality of this call is really good. I don't know if that's because of our recent Discord partnership or your internet connection, but this is very clear. I appreciate that. I wish every call sounded as good as this one. So, Brooke, what do you got? What's on your mind?
I mean, you talking about this game or the Seahawks yesterday?
Oh, I really could give two rats' butts about this game. I guess I'm talking about the Seahawks. Or you can talk whatever you want, man. If you're going to talk about the Seahawks game yesterday, since you do support the Seahawks, or you can talk about the Eagles. Whatever's on your mind. What is itching the mind of Brooks this morning? An Eagles fan and a Seahawks fan. What is most pressing on your mind right now today?
I mean, I feel like we could have won yesterday. I mean, if we played a little better. I mean, there were lots of missed opportunities yesterday. I know that for a fact.
Well, that's true. I mean, look, if we lost by 10 points, and if you minus the pick six, which was just an unforgivable choice from the moment it was called, and the reason it was called, the way it was executed, the way it was so obvious that it was going to happen, take that play off, and there's 7 points right there. So immediately you could say the score is already a 3-point game instead of a 10-point game. And maybe there's even more to that. If like Seattle actually gets a normal drive and gives the ball to Chris Carson, maybe we score on that, get a field goal. So, yeah, I think as horribly as we played yesterday, you take that play away, yeah, we probably still could have had a chance to win it. But, man, it was just, well, look at Derrick Henry busting up the left side. Looked like he was down for a 1, and then he broke free for 6. Again, that's why you feed him the rock. You keep him going. Yeah, but you know what? I really honestly feel like even if we'd squeaked away with a win in that game, we weren't going to get far in the playoffs. Not the way if we were looking like this, and we've been kind of playing like this for the last few games. Granted, we beat the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, if that play doesn't happen, I mean, this is a completely different ball game. It's a one-score game.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But and then
Exactly.
then the other turnover, the turnover by DJ Reed, when we still had a chance in that game, it was like we're down 10 with time left, and we're going to get the ball back, and then DJ Reed. I love the aggressiveness. I always thought maybe he'd break a kick to go, but he took kind of an unsafe risk by picking up that ball and running with it, and then he fumbles, and pretty much that was game over at that point. So 2 turnovers right away alone, doomed the Seahawks, but they still played so terribly. Oh, look at the Titans, man. They after a run yard gain, now they're rumbling, stumbling down the field to number 86, the tight end, for about 45 yards down the field. This is what Seattle needed to do. They need to keep feeding the rock and then feed their tight ends and play action and all that kind of stuff. But anyway.
I mean, yeah, if Seattle's playing like Tennessee is right now, I mean, they could have easily beaten Los Angeles.
Yeah. No, I really think I'm not feeling it with the offensive coordinator right now. I know he got us rolling at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But it's not, to take Coach Carroll's words, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And you can start a certain way, but then once defenses catch up to you, if you don't adapt and adjust to what they're adjusting to you, well, something's wrong there. Derrick Henry, again, gets about a yard, but they keep feeding him. This is what they should. I'm looking at exactly what Seattle should have done yesterday, and Chris Carson would have been Derrick Henry. You got to just keep feeding your workhorse, and then it opens up other things. That's just so frustrating to see them keep throwing the ball down the field, incomplete pass, throwing the ball to sack, sack, all that stuff. Just crazy. But
yeah, just keep it simple. Don't force the ball.
Yeah. Hey, since you're an Eagles fan, what is your take on the controversy about that the Eagles tanked on purpose against the Washington football team, thus not allowing the Giants? Oh, ball batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete pass. That they tanked on purpose, and which is why the Titans or the Giants didn't get in. What's your take on that controversy? Since you are you favor the team that is guilty of that accusation that they tanked on purpose. What's your take?
Yeah, I mean, them benching Jalen Hurts, I mean, obviously there are reasons to think that they were tanking for obviously better draft picks. I'm not actually sure though. There are reasons why they did, why they didn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it could honestly go either way. Like, your belief is your belief.
Oh, incomplete pass on 3rd and 9, so it's going to be 4th down. I think they're in field goal range here. They will probably kick. I'm not sure if they're in field goal range. Okay, so you don't necessarily, you think they might have, but you don't necessarily feel like that's a definite thing that he did that on purpose. I mean, the reality is, yeah, they benched Jalen Hurts, and
I believe they were only 3, so it looked like even weirder.
Yeah, but they still had, I thought that play going forward and 4th down at the kick. Hold on a second. The kick is good. Titans go up 10-0 over the Ravens. Late first quarter action. Yeah, I had no problem with that aggressive call. That's very Peterson-esque to go for it aggressively in the red zone. They almost got it. If the ball was a little bit higher, that would have been a go-ahead touchdown. And that at that point, wasn't Hurts still in the game? Hurts was still in the game at that point. So it wasn't like they were giving up there. I mean, they made a good play call. They just didn't execute it fully. So anyway, so whatever. And as I said, that was old news. We're long past that. I knew people would forget it. There are people who are going to hold on to it. They're going to be Giants fans. And shame on you, Giants fans. Your fault for not getting your team not getting in on their own accord. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, man. I appreciate your call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for being here. And we'll talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah, go Hawks.
Go Hawks. It's so funny to see a guy with the Eagles logo on his thing saying "Go Hawks." Never understood that. How you can have two favorite teams. I can almost see how you can have a favorite team in the NFC and a favorite team in the AFC. But how do you have two teams in the NFC in the same conference that you like? Because what happens when they play each other? Which we did. We played the Eagles many times. I guess you can never be unhappy because no matter who wins, you're going to be happy. I guess that's one good thing about it. Super chat, Kyle Anderson. Time for Seahawks season in Madden. Yes, 16-0 in a Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm going to do that. If you guys know my channel, I do. Besides the other things I mentioned, I do Madden games where I often take calls like this during the game and get coaching tips from you guys because I'm not very good because I just started playing this year. So, but I do plan to get more into it. And so during the offseason when things slow down, I'm going to ramp up the Madden season and get my own little thing going on. If the Seahawks can't do it and I think their coaching staff doesn't know what they're talking about. Well, if I played Madden, I could coach it the way I think they should. And if I want to run Chris Carson 50 times in the game, well, doggone it, I'm going to do it. And we'll see how if that gets me to the Super Bowl. But that will be something fun to look forward to during the offseason. Let's see. Let me go to... I'm going to a lot of new names here just because I have a lot of people probably watching who don't normally watch my channel since I'm doing a non-Seahawks game. So I'm going to go to Godly... Rockhalf. Hello there. You're on the NorbCam. Who's this and where are you calling from?
My name is Roger and I'm a Niners fan.
Roger, and you're a Niners fan. Oh, wow. You have a lot of guts coming to Seahawks Discord, but all are welcome. Yeah. What's on your mind today?
I'm really thinking about the Niners off-season. Are we going to re-sign Richard Sherman and Trent Williams?
Those are the pressing questions that 49ers fans are wondering about.
Yeah, and also our quarterback situation. Will we keep Jimmy Garoppolo or will we trade up for a pick?
That's a good question. I know that Shanahan said that he's sticking with Garoppolo. I hope they stick with Garoppolo, to be honest with you. I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. He tends to get injured a lot. I think at best he's a game manager who, when push comes to shove, he really can't deliver the ball down the field. That's my take on it. Richard Sherman, there were a lot of people saying, here in Seahawks, side of things, say, hey, Richard Sherman's a good free agent. We should get him. I don't know if he's really the answer. I mean, I don't really know how much he's got left in the tank. Injuries are starting to pile up, and he's getting older, a little slower. I remember he got some plays in the Super Bowl last year that he got beat on, and just don't know if, at some point you start to just, you start to lose that edge. But I think the 49ers, I expected the 49ers would have done better. Here goes Lamar Jackson again, another keeper, and nothing. 1 yard on the play. I'm telling you, man, he's a one-trick pony. Everybody's figured him out. The Niners would have had a better season this year, obviously, if they didn't lose so many starters from receivers to running back to defensive line. I mean, you guys got so many injuries, but most of these guys are coming back, right? Most of those guys who are, Nick Bosa, he'll be back. Trent Williams,
Juszczyk,
Yeah, and you guys got great linebackers, great front four. You'll be a force again next year. So I don't think there's not that much to worry about. Really, the biggest one is the quarterback, your guy. And, people around here even starting to ask the question, is Russell Wilson our guy? Because he's definitely not looking like the Russell Wilson that we've come to love over the past 9 seasons. Yeah. Just looking scared, but I think it's a product of the
believer, but we should go for Deshaun Watson.
I heard that story too, that now that Deshaun Watson looks very unhappy in Houston, now that would be scary. I would be really not happy if all of a sudden now we've got another mobile quarterback in a team that's already good in every other position. That would be certainly an upgrade. So I hope that doesn't happen because that would be good. Here he goes. Lamar Jackson on 3rd and 7. He's rolling. He's under pressure. Scrambles, rolls right. He gets his towel ripped off, and he has to throw. Oh, my gosh, that's a good throw. Wow. That was a good throw to number 89 down the sideline. Okay, all right. He's not a one-trick pony. He has one other trick. Made a nice throw down the scrambling down the sideline. I thought he was going to throw it away. Found his tight end on the right side for a first down, and that's the end of the first quarter. 10-0 Titans over the Ravens so far. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens. But I even hear people say, "Yeah, they should give up Russell Wilson. Let's get Deshaun Watson." So we'll see where the Deshaun Watson talk goes. But yeah, you bet, man. Thanks for being on here. Good luck next year. All right, just commercial break. So we'll go into another call here. Who else here is that looks new in the show? Joel and Dapper. Joel and Dapper? He's got a Family Guy meme or something on here. Icon. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, NorbCam?
It's going pretty good. Is this Joel?
Yeah.
All right, Joel. I think you're new to the show. I don't recognize your name. So are you a Seahawks fan?
I've watched the streams a few times. I never joined it though.
Okay. Well, welcome. Are you a Seahawks fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell by the sound of your. I can tell by the sound of your voice you're a Seahawks fan. Yeah.
My friend was over watching the game with me yesterday, but he's a Jets fan, so he's experienced a little more loss this year than me.
Yeah, you can say that again. Jets are used to this sort of thing. I think all Jets fans would be envious of us to be having a first-round playoff exit and being depressed. But yeah. So what's your feeling? What went wrong? What needs to go right for Seattle to change their fortunes?
Well, from what I saw, the defense was playing pretty good to start off the game. That's how it's been the past few weeks. But the offense just wasn't able to get any traction. So we're struggling to get any points, and then of course that pick six didn't help at all. So yeah, just the offense not showing up in time, I think, is what led to that loss there. Yeah.
Somebody in the super chat, Nick Johnson says, Niners still swept the Rams, though. It's funny how certain teams in the division, in any division, has the other team's numbers often. Because look at the Rams. I mean, they're moving on to the divisional round of the playoffs. Made us look like, dirt, and yet we swept the 49ers, and yet the 49ers swept the Rams. It's so crazy how that happens. But
yeah, it's about basically what Rams team shows up to play, because we didn't face the same Rams team that played the Jets, to be honest.
Right. And so much is about matchups. And here we go. This is Lamar Jackson with another keeper. He rushes to the right, stretched it out, gets about 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Yeah, but again, it does come down to the turnovers. My greatest frustration was they had Chris Carson, who they've been saving all year, and they didn't use him. I mean, if you're going to save the guy, I mean, like I said, I would have run him until his wheels didn't work. At least you could say
utilized him better,
or just to the point where you're going, okay, we've run you 3 times in a row and you gained nothing. Then you kind of start thinking, okay, maybe I got to get away from this run thing. But he was running the ball. He was getting positive yardage, sometimes 4 or 5 yards a clip. So why would you not continue to work that when it is working? Here's Ravens again, another throw for about 4 yards down the field to number 83. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Why would you not keep doing what's working when everything else isn't working? And when every time you try to throw the ball deep, you're getting sacked. I just don't understand why somebody wouldn't do that.
Run game, why didn't they use Alex Collins? I thought Pete Carroll said they were going to use him more.
They didn't use him at all. I mean, he was never on the field.
I don't even think I saw him.
To me, why do you even go to Alex Collins? Because you haven't even used up Chris Carson yet. I mean, you run Chris Carson until he's tired or banged up or whatever, and then you go Carlos Hyde in there, or you go Alex Collins. If you get to a point where Chris Carson isn't working, and here's a run to the left, it's a first down, gets 4 yards, another first down for the Baltimore Ravens. So that made no sense. I mean, you just need to start with your number one and go from there. So, again, that's just a play calling issue.
Aaron Donald went out of the game. They should have definitely tried to get the run game going at that point.
Yeah, that was puzzling too. And yet, despite the fact that Aaron Donald was gone, we had just as much struggles. It wasn't like suddenly we were moving the ball. We still struggled. But again, it's because I think we were playing into their strength. We were trying to throw the ball, which the Floyd is just as, I think, almost worse than Donald in terms of taking down the Seahawks. And here's a run off the left side, stuffed, loss of a yard, maybe half-yard loss. And so instead of trying to, like you said, run at that point. Now, it was later in the game, so we were behind. We had to catch up. So you couldn't completely just abandon the running, the passing game, but still, just a really puzzling play calling throughout that game.
Yeah, maybe some new coaches next season.
Yeah, I would not be. And again, it's easy to say fire what you don't like, but how do you get a better hire? Because you can certainly do worse, but will you get better?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a throw by Lamar Jackson, deep right side. He's got a man. Oh, it's caught to the 15-yard line. To Marquise Brown. Nice throw. Okay, I take it back. He's got 2 tricks in his back pocket besides running. That was a pretty good throw. That's 2 good throws by Lamar Jackson after a couple of bad ones to start the game. In the red zone. Yep, it's a lot of things. But I do feel like the Russell Wilson, who looks very unconfident, tentative.
Yeah.
I feel like the offensive line issues caught up to him. And I think already with the Rams, he knows how much the Rams has destroyed him in the backfield. And so I think he's already looking for them to be coming up on him. But again, which makes me think, why would you then play into that when you know this team has a history of sacking the heck out of you? Why do you drop back and throw long passes when that's a touchdown? Nope, incomplete pass. I thought he had it. Incomplete, intended for 89 in the end zone, 2nd down and 10. You know what I mean? It's like if you know that's your history, why would you go in and keep playing into that historic deficiency? And it's not just this year, but in years past. I just think
it seemed like some of the biggest plays we got that game were on like broken plays, scramble drills.
You're talking about the one play, but I guess there weren't a lot of highlights in that game. But the one touch on d.k.metcalf was on basically a not planned play, and so I give him credit for making that happen. Here's Lamar Jackson on the run to the left. He gets 3 yards and taken down there. And Lamar Jackson, the problem with the way this guy plays, at some point that body's not going to be able to take that punishment, and he's going to have to stop running like that, and eventually he's going to have to just throw the ball, and we'll see how long that can last. But they weren't making their plays on planned strategic plays. If you're making your money on breakdown plays where you're just basically running all over the field and
that's gamble,
then you're just sort of improvising. But that's not scheme. Yeah. That's not scheme. That's just sort of luck and pure talent. And then Lamar Jackson's sacked for a 5-yard loss. It's going to be 3rd down, it's 4th down. That's 4th down. So they have to settle for a field goal. 4th and 11. This drive stalls there. So
I'm thinking of maybe being a Browns fan for the rest of the playoffs. Just root for the underdogs.
Okay, well, yeah. There's not a lot of underdogs in the NFC, unfortunately, at this point. All the lower-seeded teams, the underdogs there. I guess you call Seattle not really an underdog, but there's no really right now. Really, I'd probably say the unless Chicago pulls off a miracle, and the kick is good, by the way. So it's 10-3 Ravens on the board. If the Ravens actually, if the Bears actually make it, well, they would be the underdog. They would be the Browns of the NFC if they could get past the Saints. I don't think that'll happen though. So I'm rooting for the Saints in this game on the NFC and in the AFC. I could go for the Browns if I wanted to go just pure underdog, but I'm kind of on the Bills on this one. I'm kind of on the Bills train, man, because.
I think the Bills are very talented this year, but then again, I kind of want to see the Browns get at least one playoff win.
Well, I see that. I just think that for the fan base of the Bills, if there's a fan base that deserves something, and Cleveland too. I understand Cleveland also hasn't won anything in a while, but the Bills have had to sit there in the shadow of the Patriots for so many years, and what better way to celebrate the coming out party on the AFC East
Yeah, that's right.
The changing of the guard. And plus, I really think Josh Allen's a really good quarterback. So we'll see. But yeah, long way to go. But I appreciate your call, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You bet. Go Hawks. I say it was all soggy, but it's still got the crunch. It's been sitting here for like 40 minutes and it's still crunchy. That's pretty amazing. Let's see. Who should we talk to next? Yeah, I'm looking for people I haven't seen in here very often, just for the sake of it. Let's go to Angry Yogurt 21. Angry Yogurt 21. Why are you angry? And what does yogurt have to do with your name? Hello? Angry Yogurt. So angry.
Yo, hello?
Oh, there you go. What's up? Are you Angry Yogurt?
Will you hear me?
Yeah, sort of. What's up? What's on your mind?
All right, well, maybe I'm having a little bit of issues with my headphones. It's okay, I can try again later.
All right. Angry Yogurt's got to get back to his yogurt. Let's talk to J Money 2021. J Money, what's up?
Yo, not much. Just watching the game. Pretty much that's it.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Are you kind of depressed? Are you a Seahawks fan?
I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, Steelers fan. Okay, Steelers fan. All right. So you got some vested interest in this game. Who are you rooting for in this?
Probably the Titans, because I don't like the Ravens for obvious reasons, but
right.
Also I like Derrick Henry a lot as a running back, and I like the Titans. I like the Titans more overall as a team. I'd probably, if Steelers were to come up against the Titans, I'd be happier to lose to them.
How do you feel? How do you feel about your Steelers' chances of getting deep in the playoffs?
I don't think they're. I mean, I think there's a pretty good chance we beat the Browns, but I mean, there's no way, especially against the Chiefs. There's no way. Against the Bills, maybe a little bit better of a chance, but we just aren't that good. Linebackers, we don't have Devin Bush. Mm-hmm. Dupree's out too, and our running game is just not on point. Ben's aging. I mean, compare that to where the Bills are, or the Chiefs.
Right.
Those are like the top two. And we also lost the Bills early in the season, so
right.
Not really feeling it. But we got a good foundation. If it weren't for those injuries, I'd be more optimistic. But we got a good foundation, but probably this year isn't the year.
Yeah. All right. So we got a flag here. Titans. It's third down coming up, but got a flag on the play after a short completion to the left. See what this flag's about. So Ben Roethlisberger, how many? Oh, it's legal contact. That'll be a first down for the Titans. So how long do you think Roethlisberger's got left? I mean, he's got to be approaching that time where he's looking at that AARP card here, in terms of NFL. How many more seasons do you think he has left?
Well, that's a tough question. I should say last year during the draft, I thought even though we didn't have a first rounder, we should have gotten the quarterback. We didn't, because I was actually nervous about Ben. He'd come off arm surgery. I was concerned that maybe he's not up to full strength, and he seems good enough for now. But I think definitely need to get a quarterback, I think, in this draft. If we didn't get one last draft, we got to get one this draft or trade for one. Someone who's young and who can wait a year. I think we could survive one more year with Ben, or at least have a good QB prospect in next year, so that in case he is really declined or he's injured, then we have a good quarterback to fall out, or good young prospect to fall back on.
Yeah. Tannehill rolls right, incomplete. It's going to be third down and oh no, it is complete. He got a 5-yard pass there, 3rd down and 5 coming up here. So right now, you guys really don't have anything. You don't have any prospects. Who's your backup?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh yeah, that's right, Rudolph. He was in the whole helmet fight.
Yeah, the helmet hit. He's also been inconsistent last year when he was filling in. Because he got a lot of experience.
But he's not franchise quarterback material. He's improved. He's lucky to be alive, man. He's lucky to be alive. He could have been killed. He could have had his brain split open on that fight, man. You get your helmet swung at you in your head. I mean, that's scary. Oh, Tannehill sacked. Big loss. Is going to be 4th down. Good defensive game so far in this one. 10-3, still the lead by the Titans. Yep. Well, you seem like to be a pretty realistic Steelers fan about your chances. But you think you'll beat the Browns?
I'd like to think so, but I
know you guys lost.
I don't know.
last week, but you also rested a lot of guys.
Yeah,
and they barely won.
TJ Watt. Yeah, they barely won, and Mason was okay. That's why the game was close.
Right. Do you think you would have won that? You think if your starters played, you would have won that game? Here's the punt.
I think so, but it didn't mean anything for us. It was probably better for us with the rest of starters.
Right.
So we have that
18-yard line
going into this week. We have the advantage of having guys off of 1 week rest, and Ben especially needs that. But it's a luxury to have. I think they should do it, and I think they will. And then after that, anything after that would be, I guess, bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see later today, I guess. We'll find out. But good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. All right. So we're at a timeout here in the change of possession. So let's go to Spicy Noodle. Spicy Noodle. What's happening? What's cooking? What's hot?
And still just kind of depressed from yesterday.
Yeah, man. You've been on the call before, right? I feel like I've seen your name before.
Yeah. I just never actually talked to you, but yeah, I've been here.
What do you think? I guess I'd like to ask that question is just if you could put any person to fix the number one position of need in the entire team, what position would that be?
I don't even know what the one position we need, because if you think about it, there's a lot of things. I mean, there's O-line, and just I'm a person that likes Russell Wilson, but yesterday he wasn't to where we want him to be. I think you could say the same thing. Right.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen so many people talking about get rid of Russell Wilson more than it has been this year, and culminating with that game yesterday. I see Glory says Russell Wilson needs to lose some weight. My mom yesterday, we were talking about Russell Wilson. My mom says he's too short. that was her simplification of the problem at hand. But yeah, no, you brought it up. Definitely, I think O-line probably hits the top of that one. You just feel like that one is just where struggles are mostly on the
third down conversions too.
Right,
the third down was a problem.
But a third down is a culmination of lack of productivity on first and second down.
Yeah.
Right. So it's you got to do that. But if you're in third and long situations, that means you're not doing anything on first or second down either. So. Yep, and now running back, I don't know what our running back situation is. Chris Carson, it's a shame. I feel like they wasted his years here. A lot of it he was injured for, but this year they definitely did not take advantage of him. He's going to be gone. There's no way he comes back. And I don't think we've got a workhorse running back. Carlos Hyde, I don't think he's the guy. I've yet to feel like DJ Dallas is, a workhorse running back. He wasn't that impressive for the time he was there. He was terrible on pass protection. So now I feel like we got to draft a running back.
Yeah.
So now
I don't know if you noticed, but there was this there was this 3rd down and 1, and we sent Carlos Hyde to run instead of Carson, and that was kind of weird to me.
Oh yeah, that was in the first half. By the way, looks like the Ravens are moving the ball here, get a first down to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Ravens. That's just many of the. There was so many things wrong with yesterday's game, from scheme, play call, execution. There wasn't just one thing. Start with the turnovers as the real reason why the score was what it was. But from a feeling of the team was just not functioning. There was so many just things that were just made so could not understand what they were doing.
Especially that pick six.
Pick six was terrible, and that's also, I think, a product of DK.
I was thinking, like, was that to make DK happy, or like, what was that?
I think so. There's a 1-yard play here by Lamar Jackson off the right side. Yeah, I mean, sure, we don't know everything behind the scenes, but he's clearly upset. We know how much he's struggled against the Rams. He's probably thinking, come on, man, just give me the ball. And I think they force-fed it to him, and the Rams saw that thing way before it even happened, because he jumped on it. Immediately as it was snapped, the cornerback knew what was coming. And then by design, the whole play was sort of also not well executed, besides the fact that they saw it coming. So, so they could have won the game, but I still feel like even if you take those 2 turnovers away, we still didn't look good. We still had a lot of problems.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Oh, a little swing pass, and he's going to get 15 yards and a first down, but there's a flag down on the play. I would not be one to, if they fired Schottenheimer and got somebody else in there, I wouldn't lose sleep over it. And offside on the offense, the play will stand.
What do you think about Dan Quinn?
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, it's funny, but you're not. You're talking about he's a defensive guy. We're not talking about.
I guess that's true. Our defense.
We're not talking about firing Schottenheimer, the offensive coordinator, and bringing in. That's a defensive discussion, which who knows if that's still up for a discussion. But
see, as much as I like the way our defense played, like the second half of the season, are we going to be able to maintain that with like free agency and everything?
Well, as with every team, things are going to change. Here goes Lamar Jackson dropping back, lots of time. Now he's in trouble, and he's going to go down, sacked again for loss. Actually, almost gets back to the last scrimmage, but he'll lose one. So he is sacked. 2nd down and 11 coming up. And here's the thing: is I think as far as the units that are solid, if you look at our offensive side, I think our tight ends and our receivers are still good. We don't know what's going to happen with Greg Olsen, so that we are kind of looking there. But I feel like those are a couple of our good groups that we have. Running back, there's question marks. Offensive line, clearly there's question marks. But if you're believing that Russell Wilson isn't the problem and that he's more of a byproduct of the other problems, then we still have a quarterback and we still got tight ends and receivers. So running back in line is probably the main thing. Then on defense, D-line, I still feels pretty good. But, there's a lot of guys who have to be figured out, like Carlos Dunlap. I'd like to see him come back.
I think corners is the big thing on defense.
Corner, yeah. I love our safeties. I would love to get Jamal Adams signed longer term. He's a great player. They just got to figure out how to use him correctly and make sure he's in good health and all that. Corners. And then a linebacker. We're good right now. Jordan Brooks, I feel like, hey, there's vindication that, hey, they did good on their linebacking first-round choice. I feel like he has developed into what we wanted him to be. But the question is, KJ and Bobby, these guys are on the shorter end, the later end of their career. Here's a drop back by Lamar Jackson. Steps up under pressure. He's going to run. Uh-oh. He's on the move. 40 to the 30. He might be gone. 20, 10. Knocked out of bounds at about the half-yard line. No, they're going to give him the touchdown. Ooh, there he goes. There's the dangerous thing when Lamar Jackson breaks the pocket and actually getting outside, turns on the wheels, and he's gone. Okay. He just was about to tie up this game. Holy cow, that was a 50-yard run by Lamar Jackson. Woo, dang.
Yeah, I don't think Carlos done that. Like, he might not come back, though. I think he was more like a 1-year thing.
He was a 1-year thing, but yeah. He made a huge difference. He was making a difference in yesterday's game. So
yeah.
I don't know if they don't. Why not try to bring him for a longer term?
Some deflections and all that.
Yeah. I mean, he was great. Had some game-winning sacks and all that. So, yeah, man. Wow, what a play. That was cool. Yeah, we'll find out, man. That's going to be part of the big discussion.
Do you think if the Rams had Walford, do you think the game would have ended any different?
I don't think so, because we didn't lose
I don't think so either.
We didn't lose because of the passing game. We lost because one, we couldn't stop Cam Akers, and two, we turned the ball over. That had nothing to do with the offense. That was all us giving them the ball. So we scored a touchdown.
And when
for
we
them,
beat them,
defense.
they didn't have Akers, I don't think.
So yeah, Akers being back was big, and it wasn't like Goff was destroying us. He did make some nice throws. I'll give him that, but it wasn't like they were tearing it up. It was really the other side. So I don't think that was the issue. It was Seattle's offensive ineptitude against the Rams defense. So that's my take anyway on that. So we got a good game here, 10-10, Titans-Ravens, making it interesting. Yeah, we'll see, man.
Seems like nobody could stop our offense at the beginning, but now.
It's so weird how things flipped so 180, because we went from best offense, worst defense, and then at the end we looked like I wouldn't say the best defense, but one of the best defenses against what looked like yesterday the worst offense. And it wasn't like we suddenly were missing some significant piece. We had everybody available who was there when we were on that tear in the first 5 games of the season. That's the most bizarre part. I think what changed though is one matchup with the Rams, who just always are tough that way. But even the other games that we played, we weren't tearing it up. Whether it was the 49ers or what was the game before that? We played the Washington football team. So it was. I think again, it's always a game of trying to figure out what the other guys are doing. And so they adjust to you. They figure out what they need to do to you, and then you have to be able to adjust back, and we never quite adjusted back. So
it's weird too, because I think all our linemen were starters too. Like when we went 5-0 or whatever in that stretch.
And that was why I had this false optimism, or not false, but misled optimism that we were going to do great. And I think the other guys, as we started talking, Coach Marsh and Squabo brought up the fact that we went with this line who hadn't played together enough, because they were separated by injury for so long, that they just didn't have time to really gel, because it was almost like new guys playing together because they hadn't been on the field. I don't know. It just seemed like a lot of misses, a lot of lack of communication. So sometimes maybe you have their best guys, but if they're not playing together as one, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be at their best performance. So, yeah, puzzling, man. So many questions that don't make sense. We'll probably never really know the answer, but
we got a long, 6-7 months.
Yeah, it's going to be a sad, long 6-7 months to get back to that. But, at least, in some ways, the fact that it was always one of those feelings like, man, if this becomes a Super Bowl season and we didn't get to witness it, how empty would that feel? Well, now we can not have to worry about that because it's over. And if we didn't get to see it, and we won't get to see it because we never got to be in the stadium, and now it's over. So maybe next year we'll get to be back in the stadium, and we can finally witness and be part of what happens on the field, and maybe our fortunes.
Yeah, I think having fans would have made a difference. Just the noise.
Yeah, it would have certainly had an effect. But we did pretty good at home. We only lost to the Giants, and then this playoff game. Bad time to drop a home game. But all right, Titans now with the ball. They're going to give it to it's a bat. Tannehill got this ball batted. He caught the deflection and then got tackled. So it was an unfortunate play where he should have just knocked it down, but he caught it instead. Loses 10 yards probably in the process. Oh, man. That's one of those times it's like, sometimes it's just better not to get the catch. I wonder if Tannehill, does he get a reception for that? If you catch a ball in a deflected pass, is that a reception? Probably is.
I think it is. I think Mariota did the same thing.
Yeah, but he scored a touchdown. Here he got a loss. So Tannehill will get credited for a negative 10-yard pass and a negative 10-yard reception. That's pretty cool. Squabo is in the chat. What's up? And we don't have a first-round pick, as he says, in this draft because of Jamal Adams. All right, man. Well, I'm going to get some other calls in here, but appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Go Hawks. Chef Jack Attack in the super chat says, "Hey man, can I get in the conversation?" Chef Jack was quite the talker yesterday. Made the impression on Coach Maraj and company. Why not, Chef Jack? Let's put you on for a little bit here, man. What's up, Chef?
Nothing much. First of all, I just want to say thanks for a great season. It was a lot of fun. You made it a lot better because I couldn't watch the games, and you're entertaining. So I just want to say thank you for a good season.
Thank you very much.
And,
you were entertaining as well, so appreciate that.
Yeah. Yep. So I have a couple questions for you. Okay, I got 2 questions. Okay?
2 questions. Let's go.
So number 1, who is the MVP this year?
Oh, the MVP, as in not Super Bowl MVP, but just the regular MVP?
Regular season MVP, yeah. Who's the MVP of the year?
It's probably going to be stinking Rodgers.
Yeah, it's probably is Aaron Rodgers, but you know why? Because it's called most valuable player, and like he's probably the most valuable player for the Packers. So like, it's not best players. I would say Pat Mahomes is better than Aaron Rodgers, but it's called most valuable player, not best player. So that's why I think Aaron Rodgers is going to win it.
Yeah, I agree. No argument there.
Yeah,
it could be argued. Josh Allen could be argued too. Somebody says in there that
Josh Allen's great, but
23 and 21. Josh Allen could be too. But yeah, I think
Josh Allen's great, but Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. So now, who do you think is making the Super Bowl? I have my predictions. Who's going to win?
Let's see. Who I want and who I wish are 2 different things.
Who do you think?
I think out of the NFC, I think it's going to be the Packers. And out of the AFC, that's a little bit tougher one because Chiefs is my easy one, but I'd say Bills are the next best team to contend, which I'm rooting for. But I think in the end, KC will get it done. So it's going to be Packers against the Chiefs.
Okay, my prediction is Bills Chiefs. The Bills are, I think, the better team. I mean, roster-wise, the Chiefs are better.
Did you say Bills Chiefs?
No. I'm just saying I think the Bills are better than the Chiefs.
Oh, okay. So you're saying Bills Packers, or wait,
Bills Packers or Bills Saints?
Okay. Well, that's
who I think.
That's pretty safe to go with the top 2 seeds, but I think Packers are going to have the edge if the Packers do manage to get through next round and they'll host.
I think the Titans are going to win against the Ravens. I think the Steelers would beat the Browns, and if there's an upset, good for them, because guess what? I don't love Big Ben. How about you, Norb? Do you like him?
Oh, no, I'd be more than happy to see the Steelers fall. I never want to see the Steelers succeed.
I don't really like Big Ben, but he's pretty good. He's a solid quarterback. He was very good back then. He's still pretty good. He's a little bit older, but he's a good quarterback. He could definitely beat the Browns. He can 100% beat the Browns, but I think the Steelers are going to win that game. Who else? So it's going to be Rams versus Saints, all right?
Rams versus Saints is correct. Yes, and it was a 3rd and 20, so they just want to draw play. It's going to be 4th down. So this game is suddenly getting tight.
I thought it would be Rams Packers though, because didn't they have the higher seed?
Yeah, it's Rams Packers. It's going to be Rams Packers Saints, and assuming Saints beat Chicago today, it would be Saints and against Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Yeah, I see the Packers beating the Rams. You know, I'm not rooting for the Rams division rivals, but yeah, I mean, remember, like 2 years ago, remember that really bad missed call against the Saints versus...
I brought that up. That's at first I was thinking it was going to be Saints-Rams matchup, and I forgot that because of the whole Rams-Seahawks seeding, that because if we would have faced the Saints if we had won, but now the Rams actually, because they're lower, they actually faced the Packers. I would have been clearly rooting for the Saints if it was the Saints-Rams, because, Saints got screwed. That's kind of why I'm going for the Saints. Yeah,
Super
they got hosed 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was Super Bowl 53, right?
Yeah.
Undeserved. They did not deserve to go. It was supposed to be Saints, Patriots, and Saints were supposed to win that year. But, whatever.
Right.
It's not my team. I don't got to worry about it.
Right.
But, so who's contract up, though, for the Seahawks?
Is this your second question? Is this your second question?
No, I guess that I already asked my 2 questions, I guess.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure who all are up. We have a lot of free agents. Some are unrestricted, so we really don't have anything to say about it. But Shaquille Griffin comes to mind. Bruce Irvin.
We got to get those guys.
KJ Wright, I think. I can't remember if KJ is at the end of this thing. Jamal Adams, Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah. Dang. Well, we need to get an O-lineman. Let's get those guys back for the draft. We got to worry about O-line.
Well, we're going to have to wait till the second round since we don't have a first rounder unless they get creative and do something, with that.
Yeah.
So,
trade. Yeah, that kind of sucks. I wish we had a first rounder. That'd be better.
Well, that was the price of admission to get Jamal Adams. So I think given that Jamal Adams, how much we gave up for him, and clearly, I mean, you have to, if you want to look at the Jamal Adams situation up to this point right now, was he worth it? I would have to say no, not yet, because you haven't gotten enough value out of him long term. How much to give up 3 picks, 2 of them first rounders, and to have a one and done in the playoffs? You have to sign him for beyond, because otherwise you didn't get the return. I mean, you gave up way too much and didn't get enough in return. Yeah. So we got to get it, and he was injured for a good chunk of the season.
But guess what? He's a star.
Ravens.
He's a star, man. He's perfect for a Legion of Boom. I mean, that's not the Legion of Boom anymore, but perfect for a Seattle Seahawks team.
Yeah, I liked what he did, and a lot of these games were won because of him.
Love his energy.
Seahawks Corner in the Super Chat says, Seattle should consider bringing back Richard Sherman. Ooh, that'll be a discussion we'll have to have in our roundtable, because I'm not in favor of that move for multiple reasons.
I agree. Wait, who said that?
Somebody in the Super Chat named Seahawks Corner.
I agree with them. If you're listening to this, I agree with you. We need... Listen, okay, wait. Yeah, I mean, he probably cost a lot, though, right? I mean, he's probably a lot for the contract.
Baltimore Ravens, another first down, 18-yard pass to the midfield with 47 seconds left. Hold on a second. I got to talk the rest of this second half here, or first half, second quarter, because we got 40 seconds left. Ravens with 2 timeouts. They're going to try to take the lead in a 2-minute drive here. Lamar Jackson with the pass. He's ruling around. He pitches it. It's a bad play. Pitches it to his running back. That was dead from the start. They lost 7 on the play. They got to use one of their timeouts with 27 seconds left. Bad choice, bro. You should have just threw it away. That's a brain fart play right there. You just that's why he's not a star yet. Yeah, he can run like the wind, but sometimes his game's a little bit off. That's it. Throw it to his feet. Kill the clock and keep the yardage. There, he lost the clock and lost the yardage. Bad decision right there. That looked like a pass that Russell Wilson was trying to do when we were really struggling in the middle part of the season, when he was throwing the ball all over the place out of desperation. Yeah. Trying to make something out of nothing.
Richard Sherman, he's older. He's definitely older, but I think he's still pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I would bring him back. I want to be real, but I do like Richard Sherman. But if I had to say what was my favorite person at the Legion of Boom, this might be a little, I would probably say Michael Bennett or Cliff Averill. I love those guys.
It's funny, when I think of Legion of Boom, I don't think about the entire defense. That's funny. I think more about the secondary, the 4 guys who are in the backfield now. Here's Lamar Jackson, bouncing around, and he's going to go down. Bad play again. Lost another 12-yard deep sack. It's now going to be 3rd down and forever with 17 seconds left. They have to call their last timeout. Because I always thought the Legion of Boom was actually their secondary. I never really thought about the line. So I don't really include those guys as to members of the Legion of Boom. I think the Legion of Boom is defined by Richard Sherman, Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, and then a mix of guys that range from Brandon Browner to
Bobby Wagner. Yeah.
He's a linebacker. I still don't put those guys. I still think of the Legion of Boom as a 4. that was my. I always thought of the secondary as the Legion.
I always think of pass rush. I love because you can really get somebody really uncomfortable. I mean, listen, my favorite player of all time for the Seahawks was Marshawn Lynch. I mean, okay, if let's say when Russell Wilson retires, I would say Russell Wilson would go down as my favorite player. But I love Marshawn Lynch. I don't know what to say. I mean, Marshawn Lynch. Yeah,
he was fun, and I feel like the Richard Sherman signing, that would be one of those bring back Marshawn Lynch things, because it would just be fun to have that name back and makes you feel like And here's just a gimme handoff.
I mean, they should have brought back Marshawn Lynch. I'm sorry, they should have. It would have been so much fun to see him play more.
I don't know. I got to disagree with you there, man. I mean, they could have brought him back just to have him as like a token guy in the sideline or something. But there's no fans in the stand. The fans aren't going to get excited because there's no reaction to be drawn from it. We already had a workhorse running back named Chris Carson who they didn't even use, not to mention two other guys behind him who they never got to because they didn't use them enough in the first place. So,
well, didn't they bring back Turbin? Like that was a backup running back?
Yeah, they did. They did. He never got used either.
No, I know he was older, but it's like those small. I mean, not small names, but those like names from back in the day. I love, and Marshawn Lynch. The thing is, though, Marshawn Lynch is a good guy, great teammate, hilarious, funny. I mean, I would like him to be on my team. Not saying he'd be great.
It'd be fun. They should have just had him as be like a running back, like an honorary running back coach who does press conferences. They just do that. We would, as fans, we would just get our fill because they would show shots of him on the sideline. We'd see him at the podium to say funny quotes and stuff. And we, as fans, would get our feel. He really was not going to help the team, but it's more than nostalgia, bro. And I hear you. And that's why I think the Richard Sherman move would be a nostalgia move. Getting Earl Thomas, which will never happen, but everyone's, hey, bring Earl Thomas back. He's just sitting on his couch eating Cheetos.
But they had a falling out. Did he have like a falling out with Pete Carroll on the team?
He flipped him off when he broke his leg in Arizona on the last game ever played by Earl Thomas.
Yeah, why did he do that?
Because they didn't sign him to a long-term deal, and basically he played in a non-contract situation and broke his leg. So he was pissed at the management for not signing him.
When did Cam Chancellor get hurt though? Because
he got hurt in Arizona as well in the same year that Richard Sherman also.
And what was that, like Super Bowl? It was not in the Super Bowl, but it was like the same year as Super Bowl 52, right? Or like Super Bowl 51, something like that.
It was in 2000. God, what year was it? 2017. Oh, I forget now which year it was.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So like.
Yeah. No, it all came crashing down within around the same time period.
That Legion, I'm sorry, but the Legion of Boom could have stayed a little bit longer. Just it all started. All this losing in the playoffs and just not being as great as the team were happened in Super Bowl 59 when we did not run the ball with Marshawn Lynch. Everybody just started to hate each other. Super Bowl 49.
Yeah.
It comes down to that one play. If we would have ran it in, touchdown, guess what? We probably would have gone back to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 50.
No, I agree. That was why that loss.
Yeah.
And
then guess what?
It's been so devastating when you think about the what ifs and could haves.
And then guess what? I love the Seahawks, and I might be a little biased here. If the Legion of Boom and everyone stayed healthy, guess what? We go back in Super Bowl 51 instead of the Falcons. That's all I'm saying. Like it comes down to that one little play not little, but comes down to that one play. That one play ruined our chemistry, ruined our team, ruined our coaching, and it just made Tom Brady's legacy even better. That's just the truth.
Well, no, it's totally the truth. There would have been Tom Brady 3, Russell Wilson 2. Tom Brady would have been really feeling the effects of the whole Deflategate season. We would have had the opening home game on the next season. Instead, we had to start on the road and had a bad start in the following season. We could talk ad nauseum of what happened to the Seahawks as a result of not winning that game. But unfortunately, we're 5-6 years ago now, so we have to move on from that, knowing that was what it was.
Do you know who, I know, but do you know who, I miss, these, players' names? Jermaine Kearse, I miss him. I miss Doug Baldwin. I miss those guys. I even miss Jimmy Graham a little bit. I know he wasn't during the Super Bowl times, but I miss those guys. Doug Baldwin was a great role player, and he would go down. He was going to go down as one of the greatest. He was undrafted, right?
Yep.
He would go down as one of the greatest undrafted wide receivers of all time.
Well, he still will be. He still will be. As far as Seahawks are concerned, but Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, now we got to find the names who we can build around now, who will be those long-term guys. That's the thing is, and you got to draft well in order for that to happen, because all those guys that we're talking about, who are these names other than like the Cliff Avrils and Michael Bennett's, who pulled off from other teams, the Bobby Wagners, the Russell Wilsons, the Doug Baldwins, the Richard Shermans, the Cam Chancellors, those are just
Earl
a
Thomas.
few. Well, Earl Thomas, we drafted high to get him. But I'm talking about guys who we got because we drafted well in lower rounds of the draft. And, we have gotten some guys who have been names that are starting to build up to something great, like Tyler Lockett, man. I mean, he's breaking records. I mean, DK, these guys weren't first-round picks. These guys were, I think, third-round picks.
Everything is there.
So we've got guys to build around. Yeah, we got guys to build around.
We have the targets. We got to stay healthy. That's why we got to get an O-line. We need to worry about O-line this draft, and maybe this free agency. Obviously, I would like to get all those guys back, and then maybe get maybe one good offensive line.
Right.
We need an offensive line. Let's re-sign everyone back, and then just get a good Pro Bowl offensive line, if that's possible.
That sounds really good. Let's just sign everybody back and get a Pro Bowler. The problem is you can't sign everybody back.
Just a salad.
I know what you mean. The problem is you got salary cap, you've got availabilities, you got contracts.
Yeah.
It's a hard puzzle. It's a John Schneider challenge to have to face here. But no, I'm with you, man. I'd love to see that happen too, because so many names I want to keep for sure. But that'll be the interesting challenge. But we have to draft well, and I don't think we have drafted great in recent years. Yeah, I'm taking one last question, because I got to get some other callers here, man. Jack, you're great.
Yep.
But I definitely want to get some other calls. But man, your energy is relentless. But go ahead, one more question.
Thank you. I'm gonna give one more question, okay?
Yep.
We got Russell Wilson a big contract about 2 years ago. Now, this is going to be a hard question. Do we get rid of Russell Wilson? And be honest. Don't be biased. Or do we get rid of Russell Wilson?
I'm sticking with Russ, man. I don't think he's the problem.
Me too.
I think he's a byproduct of what's going on around him and the coaching, planning of how they use him. So I just think, though, that we've got to build and scheme around him better and give him better chances to do what he can do. Because I feel like that he hasn't been running as much. They should have run him on the read option more often. They should have run the ball more. They should have done more quicker passes, not so downfield stuff.
Bad coaching.
I think it's the coaching more than it is Russell Wilson. So I'm still with him. I'm sticking with him being the guy, and that's my stand on it. So hopefully they do. Otherwise, we could be one of those many teams looking to get that franchise quarterback again, and they don't grow on trees.
Yeah.
They do not grow on trees. So it's easy to say, I'm not happy with the way things turned out. I want to change everything. But understand that you can change everything, and realizing you can take yourself from a team that finished 12-4 to a team that becomes 4-12 if you're not careful.
Yeah.
And then what will you be just because you wanted to change the view? So, all right, Jack, thanks for the call, man. Good luck with everything. We will talk again soon.
Thank you so much. Thanks for a great season.
Appreciate you, man.
Norb, be safe during these times, man.
Yeah, you too. You too. Look forward to more chats in the future.
All right, perfect.
Later, brother. All right, take care,
Bye-bye.
Man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. Oh, I gotta talk to my buddy here. Again, we're at the half, 10-10 in this ball game. Jake Guerrero in the super chat said, NorbCam, you're awesome. We can't wait for next year. 2 reasons: Seahawks drama and NorbCam. Though through it all, this year was fun. NorbCam for MVP. Thank you, man. I do have to say that despite the weird year that we had, where we didn't get to go to the stadium at all, had to watch all the games from home, couldn't even do any watch parties. And the benefit for me has been I got to spend more time enhancing my YouTube experience and having my dad with me. And in a lot of ways, the YouTube side of things was better because of this situation with COVID. So the fact that it did work out, I'm grateful for that aspect that has been, giving me more time to spend with my dad and with you guys in this format. So not everything is bad. While I still would have loved to have been in the building helping with the team from a fan standpoint, this part has been fun to have grown things and, got the Discord going. I mean, all these things that probably might not have happened had it been a normal season. So sometimes, make the most of it and can actually do some things in the challenge that is in front of you. I want to talk to my buddy Devin here. We talked yesterday. I know we were kind of bummed out, but he's here today, so let's see how he's feeling the day after. Devin?
What is going on?
Oh, man, how you feeling? Do you feel any better a day removed from this loss, or does it still feel just as bleak when you woke up this morning?
I'm not going to lie, after hearing my man Chef Jack talk, he's kind of fun to listen to. So.
It's very fun, man. It's definitely not a lack of energy from that guy.
Right. Made it better. I feel better, got good sleep on it,
Yep.
Now I'm just looking forward to like the off season and what's going on there, and yeah, because looking at our free agents, we have a bunch of free agents, and it's gonna be hard to retain a lot of them, but the two main people I believe we have to re-sign are Jamal and Shaquille, mainly for the reasons you and I think his name's Jack pointed out. So, all we can do is look forward to the future and hope it gets better. We need help everywhere. So,
we need help everywhere, more in some than others, but we have only so much room to be able to build on that. You know, what would be a fun thing would be to go through the entire position by position, and then you kind of say stay or go, and see who should go. All right, so we'll just go through. I don't even have a list on here, but I just make this quick so it doesn't take forever. All right, let's start with the offensive line. Center, Ethan Posick.
Stay. I think he did pretty solid this year.
Left guard, Mike Iupati.
Go. He's
guard.
Getting up.
Yeah, getting up there in age and all that. Right guard, we'll make this quick. We can get through the whole thing. Right guard, Damian Lewis will be a second year. This is his rookie year.
Oh,
you got to stay. Left tackle, Dwayne Brown.
Stay.
Right tackle, Brandon Shell.
Go.
Really?
Yeah. He didn't do bad. I'm pretty sure we signed him on a 2-year contract, so he will be staying with us, but I don't know. There's seeing some of the plays where he's just missing. Like, I get he had a pretty decent year, but like the playouts, for example, he got beat. He got beat on some pretty big plays for some pretty big sacks. So, well,
sadly, I think other than Dwayne Brown, he's the only one I don't recall having any standout bad plays yesterday. Everybody had a bad play in the offensive line. Center was holding. Left guard was like a revolving door. Right guard got beat. Now, again, this is against the Rams, who's got one of the best fronts, so it's kind of a tough thing, but you got to beat those guys. And right tackle had been pretty good most of the season, but yeah, I know. Yesterday did not look good. All right, so offensive line, so a lot more change, I think, there from what you're indicating. Let's see. Let's go work our inside out. So tight ends, Greg Olsen.
Go.
Jacob Hollister.
Stay.
Who's the other guy? There's the other guy on...
Will Dissly.
Yeah, Will Dissly, of course.
Stay. I think he's a solid blocker.
And then there's the new guy. Who's the new tight end? We didn't really use him that much.
Parkinson.
Yes, Parkinson.
Well, he's on his rookie deal, so he will be staying.
He's going to be here, so yeah. And then
he needs more of an opportunity.
Yeah, yes, he does. I think he'll grow into it. Luke Wilson.
Go. As much fun as he is, we have the group already, and I just think
he was around, but he never really got to be used. He just kind of floated on the team for a while, went to the practice squad, or was gone. They came back to the practice squad, then they activated him, but they never used him. So. All right. Running back. Well, I think it's safe to say that Chris Carson is gone. And I understand he unfollowed the Seahawks, unfollowed Russell Wilson. He's not only gone, unrestricted free agent, but I think he wouldn't come back here even if Seattle wanted him at this point.
Yeah, he wants the bag, and he deserves it.
Yep.
And he's going to eat. He's going to eat on a different team. I believe
he's going to do what we should have done with him.
I'm gonna say it now. As much as it hurts, I think he's going to the Steelers. It's some of the Steelers. They need a
running back. Yeah,
running back, and Chris Carson would be perfect for their team. So
all right, Carlos Hyde.
Go.
Rashad Penny.
Go.
Another first-round draft pick cast-off.
Yeah.
DJ Dallas.
Stay.
You kind of have to, right?
I'm a DJ Dallas believer. You know, he
Are you? Really?
I played games with DJ Dallas, so it's like we've had conversations about, you know, what's going on with the situation, and he's just excited for the opportunity to, like, he wants his chance. So
all right. Well, I know it's early, and we kind of have to ride with him since he's just only his rookie year. But so far, I'm not blown away yet. But man, you just basically emptied our backfield. We have one running back right now, so clearly we've got a needed running back.
And here's the thing: we're probably going to have to draft again. And you know, luckily for us, we've been great on drafting later round running backs. And this class has a bunch of running backs in the later rounds that we can get.
All right. Well, Chris Carson was a 7th-round draft pick, so if we can get something like that would be pretty awesome. But okay.
Like a Chuba Hubbard.
Well, so now that puts us to wide receiver. So obviously D.K.Metcalf is going to stay.
Right.
Baldwin. Tyler Lockett is going to stay. What with David Moore?
I think he's going to want more money, and he's had a good season.
Is he a free agent this year? I don't know his contract situation.
I think he could be restricted.
Forget his situation.
If so, he's had a good year. He's had like 6 to 7 touchdowns this year, over probably like 500 yards.
He's been quietly productive. He's had some of the big clutch catches, and but he gets overshadowed by what the other two guys have done.
And I do think he wants his chance to start somewhere. Maybe I don't know where he would start, but he would want a chance to start and probably get a lot more money. So I think he's going.
Okay, and then that leaves who's that? Freddie Swain. Freddie Swain's isn't he?
Freddie Swain.
Isn't he a rookie?
Yeah.
So he's here.
Yeah.
I like Freddie Swain.
Freddie Swain had a good rookie year for where he was drafted. You know, from the position he was drafted, he had a pretty good year for a rookie.
All right. Okay, so I know we could get deeper, but I don't think just the primary name. So then there is the last question: Russell Wilson, stay or go? Stay, right?
And Russ, we trust.
All right. Okay. So based on that little assessment, we have needs at running back and needs at offensive line. It seems like tight end, we're okay there. We got 3 names that you didn't want to get rid of. And receiver, we're pretty good deep there.
Mainly, we got to think about the money aspect too, because there's a bunch of players that are expecting a lot of money.
And here's a kickoff return by the Ravens up to the 24-yard line. Game back, second half underway.
Chris Carson's going to want a bunch. So
Chris Carson's gone. Chris Carson is gone.
We can't be too optimistic about stuff. We're not going to be able to retain a lot of people. So
all right, let's look at the defensive side of the ball. Starting the trenches here.
Right.
Jaron Reed. I think he's still under contract, isn't he? He's not a free agent yet.
Yeah, one more year.
So Jaron Reed, I think he's good. Rasheem Green. Not sure his situation.
If he's still under contract, then stay. But if he's not, go to probably change it up a bit. Yeah.
All right. What is it? Brian Monet? I think Monet or Moan, whatever his name is.
Brian Monet. I would say stay. I think he's been pretty good. That's the reason why Damian Harris got released.
Right.
Is Brian Monet came back healthy, and he's actually a pretty good run stopper and all that. So, and he's younger. So,
Carlos Dunlap.
Yeah, if we can get him for a good deal, I'd stay. Ever since we got him in that trade, he's been a big difference towards our defense.
He took money. He gave up money to be here too. So I would like to think that they could get a deal worked out. Ravens with a first down, a little swing pass to the right, another swing pass to the left to number 89 for about 4 yards. So then there's the where am I at? Oh, Puna Ford. Puna Ford's rocking it.
Right. Stay.
Keep him there. Then we got what's the other end after
Benson Mayowa.
Benson Mayowa. He was a pickup this year, returning after.
I'd say look for younger options. So I'd say go because he's on a 1-year deal. It was nice having him back.
He was pretty productive though, but
he was.
There's also A read option here. Jackson gets the corner, first down, 7 yards, 8 yards, and a first down for the Ravens. And then there was that talk of Darrell Taylor, our third-round draft pick, who never saw the field this year, who we thought he might make an appearance, never did. So now
it's his time to step up.
It's time for him to come in and do something.
Right. Because he was practicing this week, actually.
Right.
He can't practice, so we'll see him next year for sure. He'll be fully healthy.
It's unfortunate when second round. Sorry, I said third round.
Right.
Second rounder. It's kind of sad when you have a second rounder who doesn't even make the field this entire rookie season. It sucks, but he had to really come in and make an impact the second year because, man, to draft that high, and here's a run, negative yardage for Baltimore. Lamar Jackson.
That's the reason why his draft stock kind of went down is because he had an injury.
Yeah, they had that surgically repaired leg early in the year. Teams didn't know how long it was going to take, and now we see it was the whole season. So, I think the Seahawks are banking on his upside. And yeah, I'm excited to see him play. So hopefully he gets the opportunity, and I hope the preseason comes back so he can get his reps in and all that. Right. So third down and 2, a 9-yard run. So it's 3rd and 2 coming up for the Ravens here. Yeah. And then what else is there? There's is that pretty much all the key guys on the D line? I think.
Yeah, I think for the most part.
Missed a couple of depth guys, but so then at linebacker, Bobby Wagner.
Linebacker, right? Stay.
KJ Wright.
KJ.
He played really well, man. I mean, for a guy people who were ready to have him leave. Oh, and here goes Lamar Jackson around the corner, gets the edge, 15, 20 yards down the right sideline.
I know it's hard for him to get Pro Bowl votes, but I really think he deserved to be in the Pro Bowl this year. He played like crazy. He earned that contract, and I don't know if we can retain him or not. So I'm not going to really say anything about that one because I really don't know if we can retain him. Because it's his contract, and he played great.
He played great. He played better, I think, than in other years. He had just a really good in the run, pass defense. He was just awesome. So. All right, Jordan Brooks, obviously a first-rounder. He's there to stay. He had a good year. That was actually one of our better first-round picks.
Yep, he got better as the season went.
All right, there's a first down throw, gain of 6 yards, getting close to the 10-yard line for the Ravens. No, he was good. He was good. It's good to actually say that we had a successful first-round pick where he actually played and actually was productive and started and everything.
Right.
Unlike some of our other first-round picks. All right, so then we move to our secondary. So Shaquille Griffin, you already said you want to keep him.
I don't think. Is there anybody? DJ Reed.
Alexa's talking for some reason. I don't know why. 1 yard gain here. Says we third down short. What were you saying? DJ Reed.
DJ Reed is a free agent this year.
He was really good, other than the fumble. It cost him.
Right. For the punt return, right. I'd say we keep him. He's been pretty good.
He's been really good. I really enjoyed having him as a surprise.
I'm pretty sure he's like 26 or 27, so we can get
guys quick. And he returns kicks, he returns punts.
He won't be asking too much for his contract.
Yeah, here's the third down play. They swing it to the fullback, and he gets 7 yards down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, Ravens. Jeez, making a game. I thought Tennessee was going to dominate this game, and Ravens putting up a good battle right now.
Quandre's good. Quandre got a year left.
Jamal, you already said we got to re-sign.
We have to sign Jamal. We gave up too much not to re-sign him.
Right. So then that leaves the other side. I think Quentin Dunbar, he was never really here, and I don't think he'll be back, right?
Yeah, he won't. I don't think he will.
I don't know what the deal they signed. Was it just for the 1 year, or did they actually give him more than 1 year?
He just had 1 year to it.
Touchdown. Ravens, they take the lead with a touchdown, rushing touchdown. 6 points, 16-10. Ravens over the Titans now. J.K. Robbins with a 4-yard touchdown run. Okay. So is that it? That's it for most of the starters. So, yeah, man. I guess
it's gonna be hard to retain. Oh man, think about the money. Like, oh man, a lot. It was mostly from what I've heard from Seahawks fans is like what is that term? The Super Bowl is like going all in or nothing, you know?
Oh yeah, Super Bowl or bust.
Right, we traded for a bunch of people, and now like I don't know if we can retain most of the team, and most of the free agents are on defense, which is troubling. So, hopefully, Pete and John Schneider can work magic and put this together.
Right.
So,
well,
yeah,
so I think definitely some holes to fill there, but
right, and
yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. And so coaching staff, Ken Norton.
Ever since Jamal and Carlos got healthier down the line, I'd say Ken could stay. I'd give him another year.
She agrees with you. What about the offensive coordinator? This is probably the one that is in the crosshairs right now after the way this season
finished. So much about saying fire Brian Schottenheimer. And I think if he loosens it up like before, like the first 7 weeks we were the number one offense by far, and I don't know what happened after that. I don't know what changes happened to make it like that. I mean, maybe after the Buffalo Bills game where they like exposed us and all that, but
I think teams figured us out. They figured out how to take away the deep ball, how to pressure Russell Wilson.
Right. So I don't know. I would say stay, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I thought the game. See, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I'm gonna say go then. I'm gonna say go, but then I don't know what candidates there's gonna be.
Yeah, that's the thing. From just a standpoint of, am I happy with what he's done? I would say go, depending on who's available to replace him.
Who's available?
The main reason I go is we've had 2 years of him now, right? Last year we sort of forgave any shortcomings on the offense because we said, we have no running backs. We had to pull Marshawn Lynch. We had no tight ends. We were down to Jacob Hollister, and that's all we had. So
Jacob Hollister.
What could we do? We were shorthanded, so you couldn't really. You had an excuse. You had a scapegoat to blame our offensive, deficiencies. Well, this year there was really no excuse from a personnel standpoint. We had everybody we needed. We had as good as it was going to be. We had the healthiest the offensive line had been. We had all the receivers at the ready. We had all of our running backs at the ready. Quarterback was there.
All tight ends.
So, and they put out a worse performance than they did last year when they had nobody. I think that's the most disappointing part. Now, again, it could be the matchup with LA. I mean, last year we played the Eagles, who they sucked, and so then we ended up losing to Packers. But at least with the Packers, we were in that game, and it was really the defense I felt that lost the game last year. Just with the whole
yard line situation thing,
not being able to cover Adams and the way. We play in Lambeau.
Oh, Trey Flowers, right.
Trey Flowers game. So it felt like it didn't feel, although, if you recall, now that I'm thinking back about that game, I think we really stunk it up in the first half. I remember that first half, we had hardly anything. And then it was the second half where we finally got things rolling. So
we made adjustments.
So, and again, we've been saying this pattern of Seattle starting slow and always having to come back in the second half. We've been saying this for beyond Schottenheimer, which means it's a systematic thing that's been going on for years under who, Pete Carroll.
Right.
So ultimately, he's the guy who architects everything, and the coordinators call his plan. So I don't know. Maybe we're barking up the wrong tree here. That if the coordinators will ultimately only do whatever Pete Carroll does, well, maybe this whole coaching planning thing is all on the head coach. And maybe
Right, and
the question to the larger one to be had that nobody really talks about, although there's plenty of people who are doing it yesterday, were saying, you know, maybe it's time for Pete Carroll to go because he's just not, you know, doing enough to get this system going and get the right, you know, scheme going. I don't know. It's a question for discussion for sure. But
right. And we signed him. We signed him to a deal too. So
yeah, 5 more years. But you know that could all be ended. And then those
that could all be changed depending on
guaranteed, depending on what ultimately the general manager and the CEO, you know, decide. So
yeah,
we'll see, man. All right. Well, I'm going to try to chat with some other folks here. Good breakdown, though. I'm going to have to go through this drill with the fellas as we do off-season talk and talk about our free agency needs and
yes, sir.
It helps you start to really realize what we need and what we don't when you start breaking it down one by one. So,
yeah, I'll be updated on that. So I'll be around. I'll catch it up. So
all right. Appreciate you, man. Devin, we'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Take care.
Appreciate you. Go Hawks.
All right, so back to the game here. It's like I said, 17-10 Ravens, but Titans here with their next possession did convert a first down just now. So I got to say this. That's good for Titans. First down. Somebody in the chat earlier said Norb's now a Titans fan after that disgraceful loss by the Seahawks, something to that effect. Yep, I mean, I really don't have any horse in this race, although on my fantasy team, I had Tannehill and Henry for a good chunk of my games. And here's a pass to Derrick Henry, speaking of Tannehill to Henry, the left side for 7 yards. There were some great games that he had, and there were some stinkers where I was like, man, Derrick Henry, how are you not getting more points from me? Let's see here. So it's 2nd and 3 at the 43-yard line for the Titans, trying to catch up after being down 17-10 after the rushing touchdown. Just a reminder, we have been speaking, those people who have been on the call, it's all been through Discord, which you can see right up there. And join the Discord. And actually, this past couple days, not only did we become an official Discord server partner, but we also broke 2,000 members. So that is pretty awesome. So this week, actually, starting between today and Wednesday, I do believe is we're going to do the announcement, the live giveaway of the, right here, the autographed Seahawks football. It's going to be this right here. I've signed this part, but I'm going to sign it to whoever the winner is when we do the drawing on Wednesday. So if you guys haven't joined yet, you still got a chance to be entered if you can join now, because the drawing is about to happen. Here's another pass incomplete. Good defense by the Ravens. That's going to be 4th and 2, and the Titans will have to punt. 5:16 left in the third quarter. All right. Let's see. Who do we want to go to next in here? Let's see. I think I saw... first-time caller. Well, first-time caller. Let's bring up first-time caller. First-time caller. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's going on, Norb?
Oh, man. Just watching this Titans-Ravens game, talking Seahawks, obviously, what went wrong, what we need to do to get right. You got any thoughts on the matter?
I know, man. No, first of all, I just wanted to say, first-time caller. My name is Michael. I'm from Houston, Texas. I've been following your work for a while now. I actually found out about you. I was looking at some like snow cabin videos, and for whatever reason your snowpocalypse video came up, and
really?
I thought that was like the most hilarious thing ever.
Wow, that's hilarious, man. Wow, so are you not even a Seahawks fan then?
I am. I'm a very big Seahawks fan. So funny how it worked out, right?
Right. So you're a Seahawks fan in Houston, was looking up snow cabins, found my snowpocalypse video, which had nothing to do with the Seahawks, and then I hear you on Discord talking about the Seahawks. That's awesome. I love that.
I know, man. Small world, funny how it works out. But I wanted to ask you, when I was watching the Seahawks game yesterday, in my opinion, the turning point was whenever Metcalf was just throwing a temper tantrum on the sideline, and then we kind of felt like, okay, guys, we have to pass him the ball now. And because we forced it, got that pick six, it just it changed the entire momentum. Would you say that's right, or do you have any other thoughts?
That definitely was a contributing factor because that pick six obviously was the turning point in the game because at that point it was tight. It was like, I can't remember if we were up by 3 or down by 3. It was a field goal situation. And then that became the first touchdown scored. It was unfortunately a pass to the Rams secondary. And that play was just doomed from the start, as I talked about already. The fact that it was created because DK was upset they wasn't getting the ball. This is our outsider's view. We don't know what actually was said on the field, but from what we can take from that, it just did seem like they were trying to get him involved, and they figured a screen pass to him would be the way to do it. And the Rams obviously saw something, and so from the get-go, from the reason it happened, how it happened, and the execution of it, all of it was just doomed. And so, yeah, I agree. That was the turning point. It wasn't beyond. It wasn't the end of the game though, because even after that happened, we were able to score a touchdown afterwards. Yeah, DK got a touchdown. Later, made it a closer game. But that certainly, you take that play off the board, and who knows what kind of game it might have been. But for me, it was more of a. It wasn't like a game where we're playing great. Oh, pick six. Oh, no, that just ruined everything. It was like we were struggling the entire game. And it was just that I just thought it was just the overall approach and really the lack of committing to the run game. To me, what was I felt like what the Seahawks failed to do early on when it was still either a close game or, before things got really out of hand. And
yeah, man. I mean, just with this entire team, I felt like, the first 8 weeks we were one team, and the second 8 weeks we were just like a completely different team.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's puzzling, man. There's a lot of questions unanswered, and don't know if we'll ever hear.
Also, what are your thoughts? Because I kind of think that I'm kind of the mindset that you can't really have your cake and eat it too. So it's like if we're gonna pay like Russell Wilson a boatload of money. It makes it a little hard to, surround himself with an O-line, have, a pretty good defensive line, big name cornerbacks. And one of the things that I realized was in the past, like Brady, when he was with the Patriots, he took a lot of pay cuts, right? And I feel like because of that, they were able to pay other players around him. Ultimately.
Yeah. That's going to be a constant source of debate, especially if your quarterback, who we are paying a lot of money to, performs in a way where you watch the game and go, man, Russell Wilson was not good in that game, whether it was his fault directly or because of other things around him. But I think that's why there's so much of this sentiment of people wanting to talk about getting rid of Wilson because of that very reason. If you're paying somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who's got a monster contract, and by the way, on third down, another sack on the Ravens, so they'll have to punt the ball. I guess the question is, how many cases of other teams with high-paid quarterbacks like Wilson are in situations where are they making it work, or is it almost a pattern where pay the quarterback the king's ransom and your team will be doomed because you won't have enough for the rest of the pieces? Kansas City right now, the front runner for the Super Bowl returning contenders here, he just got paid. Now, granted, it's early in his contract, so they haven't gotten that point where, they just entered into this long, 10-year deal for like $5 billion, whatever it came out to. I mean, he's getting paid a lot. And it's we'll see how that affects things long term over the next couple of years. But right now, they're able to, obviously they're still fielding a team that can work. The question really I think is, if you look at this team and what personnel they have in it, first thing you got to do is look at it and go, well, if we had a different coaching staff with the same exact players, let's say you took the Kansas City Chiefs staff and you flipped it with the Seattle Chiefs staff, would you suddenly feel like, I bet they would come up with a different scheme that would work better for the personnel that we have? Because if you're trying to fix what's happening and look back at what happened wrong with the Seattle Seahawks, I think first you got to look at it and go, okay, here's what we had. How bad was the worst players and how good were the best players? And if you feel like with a different scheme or different coaching staff, you could have done better, well, then maybe we aren't supposed to be looking at who to get rid of because they weren't the problem. If it's the coaching staff that you feel like is the problem, well, then that's really where it has to begin. A great coaching staff obviously can't do anything if you don't have any talent. But if you believe that Seattle actually had the talent to go far, and I feel like they did, because the fact that we did so well on offense, we saw the best of our offense operating at the highest of levels, and then we saw our defense performing at the worst of levels and eventually performing at a high level. So to me, I feel like the talent existed. It wasn't like we never performed high. It wasn't like Seattle struggled the entire year and never got going. They were rocking it, and then something happened, and yet we still had the same personnel at the end of the year. So to me, it feels like somebody didn't come up with a better way to utilize the players we had. So I feel like this is more on the coaching side. Schottenheimer and or Pete Carroll. Some combination thereof, I feel like, and that's why I'm so angry about the game. Not so much that I feel like our team sucks, is more like I didn't understand the play calling. I felt like Chris Carson, and I'll keep saying it to the end of time, that we have wasted Chris Carson's time here, especially in this year in which we had a chance to really run him to the ground. And because he didn't get the chance, one, I feel like we never tested the run game fully. And two, I always feel like they left some gas in the tank with Chris Carson when you were saving him. The talk all year was the only reason we're not giving him a lot of carries is because we're saving him for the postseason. Well, you saved him again. And for what? Now he's pissed. He doesn't want to come back here. And he's going to go play for a team who is going to use him right. So I still feel like this is more of a scheming problem and not as much of a talent issue. Maybe on the offensive line, there seems to be some technique issues going on with the offensive line, and that's maybe something that probably needs the most fixing. But I feel like it's scheme, not a talent problem. So that's why I don't think getting rid of Russell Wilson is the problem, because we had the people. We saw him do those plays. We saw, it just other teams caught up to us, and then we couldn't adjust, and that's a coaching problem. Of course.
I also think we should bring back Baldwin. I'm not saying that we should play him. I just need him on the sideline to snap Russ out of it. It's like, hey, wherever you lead us, we will follow you,
Right. He said that in the freezing game against the Vikings. Yeah, well, and I know a lot of people have said, hey, why don't we bring Cam Chancellor to coach? And Doug Baldwin should, hey, let's bring back Marshawn Lynch, and he could be something on the sideline. And the thing is, though, I think what's been discussed a lot is that players are making millions of dollars as players. And then when it comes to coaching, it's kind of the opposite. You make very little and you work long hours. And so for these players who kind of don't really have to do it because they probably made their chunk of money, it's like, would you really want to go back and have to give up your life to really make not much money? What's in it for them? It's for us. We want it because we miss those guys. But I think for the players who are now retired, they're like, really? Do I want that grind? I don't think so. So, I think coaching is a whole different deal. You have to really want to do it. And I think on a job as a sort of assistant kind of thing, not the most glorious thing, and you're not going to make a lot of money on it. So it sounds good, not really realistic here. Tannehill's getting this team down the field. All of a sudden, they're at the 10-yard line with a 15-yard pass play, and they're now in a position where they might tie this ball game up down 17-10. Good ball game here, this morning game.
Kind of thinking if we had someone like Tannehill, I don't know how much he's getting paid, but let's say it's around $20 million. If we had someone like that who can be competent in their role, and we're able to surround them with other high level players, and I don't know if we do better.
So I take it you are kind of you're done with Russell Wilson. It sounds like you just are ready to move on from Russell Wilson. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what the issue is. I don't know if the issue is Wilson, he's not what he once was, or if the issue is the coaching, or if the issue is just receivers not being open. If I had a better understanding of that, I'd be able to. I mean, I like Wilson. I'm going to keep him, but if we're paying somebody $35 million a year, it's like you have to be near perfect,
Well, yeah, and when you think of the other highest paid quarterbacks out there, and you got Aaron Rodgers, who's up there as well, but he's probably going to win MVP, and he definitely is always in that position to get, leaned on to win the game for the Packers. So again, yeah, hard to know. I would love to sit down. In a perfect world, you sit down. I'd have like 20 questions that if I could sit with Russell Wilson and I'd have him take a truth serum and I could ask him all these questions, I would love to know, why are you not running the ball more? Who's deciding that you're not going to run the ball? Why does it take so long to get the plays out of the huddle? Whose fault is that? Is that Pete Carroll? Is that Schottenheimer? Who's taking so long that you can't get the plays out of there?
I'll also tell you one thing about Wilson. Listening to your Coach's Corner videos, there's a lot of times when other wide receivers are pretty much wide open and he's just locked on. And he's got this like buddy relationship with Metcalf where he's just eyeing him down. There were certain cases where Moore was open, where Lockett was open, just waving their hands up, but he's just looking at Metcalf, and I don't know why that's happening.
Well, and on the third down play, Tannehill under heavy pressure had to dump it out to the running back, and he was taken down for a loss, so they were going to have to settle for a field goal, it looks like, here on fourth down at the end of the third quarter. Still 17-10. Well, I think there were times of that. And again, my concern long-term with DK is that I'm starting to now get this diva sense from the second year, now soon to be third year receiver.
Yeah.
That this is the problem with receivers who have the potential to be great when it starts getting to their heads. You start getting the Odell Beckham Jr. syndrome where it's like, it's all about me. I need to get the ball. Where's my thing? Because you start thinking about, if your focus starts becoming, I want to be the greatest receiver since Calvin Johnson, I want to break his record. Well, now your priority is, as a receiver, talking to Russell Wilson, hey, man, I need some catches, man. And whether you're screaming it up and down the sideline or talking to your quarterback into his head, like, come on, get me the ball. Well, now there's this change of what the team needs to do to win as opposed to what I'm going to do as a quarterback because I want to make you happy. And then if you're not happy and they're trying to do all that, it leads to plays like what we saw, the pick six, when you probably shouldn't run that play, and instead you should give the ball to Chris Carson, but you're too busy trying to make a receiver happy. That's the problem that we now find ourselves with. So somebody needs to have a serious sit-down talk with DK here, and Russell Wilson probably the best one to do it, and say, man, let's go to Mexico and have a talk about this. Because, yeah, you broke the record. Congratulations on that, but we got a one and done in the playoffs. Are you happy with that? Or would you have been happier not getting the season record, but let's say having a better offense going into the playoffs? That's kind of the got to get rid of the selfish mentality if you're going to want the best for the team. And then I know it's still a business. Everybody wants to get paid, everybody wants their glory and all that stuff. But at a certain point, it's either you got to get that fixed, or that player may have to go eventually if it's becoming a problem. We've seen it before with particularly wide receivers who get very selfish, about stuff like that. It becomes a distraction. So I hope it doesn't come to that, because I think DK could be one of the greatest receivers we've ever had. But if it's going to be a problem like this is not good. So here's a field goal attempt by Stephen Gostkowski to make it a 4-point game.
Hopefully Largent reaches out in the offseason and just offers a little bit of mentorship.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, Largent was one of those guys. He was never a distraction. Obviously, a really good team guy. Here's a kick, and it is good. So it's 17-13 with a quarter of football left to go. Ravens over the Titans right now. Yeah, man, that's a good question, though. So much to debate. But these are just so many of the questions I would love to be able to get the honest answer and find out what's going on. Like, Russell, are you really, do you need to lose some weight, man? Because are you really looking that slow, or are you just choosing not to run, man?
And just one more thing, I think maybe Russell Wilson has a lot on his plate. He's in commercials, he's promoting all these products.
This is the other reality too. With success comes other opportunities, but does that take away from your number one focus? Because as we all knew back in the starting of his rookie year, he was legendary for all he did was football. He came in early, stayed late, and it was all about being the best. I mean, he was constantly studying film, and now I don't think it can be argued that there's no way he's not doing a little bit less of that, because he's got family, he's got all these businesses, he's doing his podcast, talk thing. I mean, he's doing things that he wasn't doing his first year. And not to say that he's not allowed to. I mean, you know, a guy's going to have a life. He can do what he wants. But is it possible that he's spending just a little bit less time in either the weight room or the the film room? And is that possibly affecting his game? I don't know if necessarily if I believe that. I still feel like it's a scheme thing. It's something about the way they're, you know, the play selections. Now, again, I don't know if that's a Schottenheimer. That's, again, one of those questions. Like, is that a Schottenheimer problem? Is that a Pete Carroll problem? Or is that a Russell Wilson problem? But I feel like there's certain approaches to the game that just aren't, you know, being done well to maximize. And maybe my mom's point about Russell Wilson's short, I still do wonder why. The one thing that I feel like Seattle doesn't do on a consistent basis that teams like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Tom Brady, when he was with the Patriots, is they would do so many of these quick passing timing throws, you know, across the middle. And I feel like there's one area that Wilson doesn't attack very often. And sometimes I do wonder, is his height to not be able to see over the trees in the middle, why he doesn't pull the trigger more in the middle of the field? I still feel like after all these years that could be a factor. Because I just don't see I feel like they don't commit to that. And that's why so many times Wilson has to kind of roll out and escape the pocket, and then he can see what's going on. But that's just me. I've been told otherwise from even Coach Marsh on the coach's corner saying that's not really the case. But
maybe he could put those insoles in his shoes just to make them a few inches
an extra little half inch might change the game. Lamar Jackson, a little run around the left side for a yard. So, yeah,
well, man, it was good talking to you, though.
Yeah, you too,
appreciate
man.
you letting me hop on the call.
Yeah, you bet. All right, enjoy the rest of the game, and take care and go Hawks. Oh, man, that's funny. That's a Snowpocalypse video of all things got him to find my channel. It was bizarre. Let's see. Who else do we got here? How about first-time caller Nathan? Let's bring Nathan in here. Nathan, you're on with NorbCam. Hello? Nathan?
Hello?
Yes, hi there. You're on with NorbCam.
Yes, hi there. You're on with NorbCam.
You got to turn off your echo there.
Turn off your
echo from your computer.
From your computer.
Hello?
How do I do that?
It's just best if you have headphones. So I don't hear your speaker. But, all right, I'm going to have to turn that off because that's just going to be too much. I would strongly suggest if you have the ability to put on a pair of headphones or something so that I don't hear your speaker echoing back to me. It's very unnerving. All right, let's see. Who do we go to here? How about Carlos Dunlap is all pro? Let's try that one here. Who do we go to here? Hello.
Carlos Dunlap is
got the
all
echo
pro.
problem. Any way you can mute your speaker there?
Hello. Carlos Dunlap.
Okay, that's not going to work. Too much echo. Let's go to Jacob here. Yeah, strongly suggest if you're going to talk on here, you got to have some headphones or headset or something because the echo on a speakerphone is no bueno. Jacob, you're on with NorbCam. What's up?
Hello.
Hi there.
What yesterday happened was kind of unfortunate. Not the way that I expected to go, but to be honest, I'm really looking forward to next year. But yeah, we definitely need to address our own line because compared to our very first games, like I thought we did pretty well. It's so weird, our defense kind of sucked the first few games, but then we improved. But also switching the offense talent for some reason, it's like, man, I feel like it's come such a long way, but at the end, it's not enough.
Yeah,
we need to do more.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's not a talent issue because they were able to do those things early on. It wasn't like we lost these players and suddenly that's why we stopped doing it. It was the adjustments that weren't made, So an incomplete pass on 3rd and 7. So it looks like the Ravens. Let's see what they're going to have to do here. Is this going to be a kicking? Oh, they're going to go for a 52-yard field goal to try to take get it back to a 7-point lead. Hold on a second here. They got on the right hash, snap, hold, kick. Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers. He's going to miss it. wide to the left, or should wide to the right. A rare miss by Justin Tucker. So that's going to give the Titans field position here at midfield, close to midfield, down by 4 with 12:11 left in this game. Pretty good. All right. Yeah, man. So that's why I feel like it is one of those things where I think it's more coaching. I think it's more scheme than it is a player issue. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we need to give Russ more options. I feel like because I feel like most of what he's been doing is like long passes and like I don't know. I feel like he should do a little more short passes, like how Goff has been doing with the LA Rams, and like I feel like we need to give him more options. Like I feel like he's been pressured into either doing this or that.
Yeah. No, that was really my feeling was Russell Wilson was his main thing was getting sacked constantly, and if you're getting sacked, well, don't put yourself in positions where you're going to have to need time to get sacked. Settle for the short passes, tight ends, check down to the running back, and more importantly, running the ball consistently. That was really the frustrating part. I would have understood if they had to go to the passing game because A, the running game was going nowhere, or B, we got so far behind early that you had to abandon the running game and you're down like 17 points in the second quarter that you had to go to the run game, to the passing game. But they weren't. They were close all up until the end of the game, and they didn't commit to the running game. That's the most frustrating thing I'll say about this 2020 season, that they didn't commit to the running game when they had a running back who was proven to be one of your best running backs you've had in a while, and they didn't let him really test things out because he was getting success on the run game. I'll never understand that. Why did they give up on that when it was going well? He wasn't getting stuffed. He was getting 4 or 5 yards. So that's the most frustrating thing. And then the other things, why not quick timing passes? Why not design more plays where Wilson get the ball out of his hands early and not a bubble screen? Something else, more bootlegs. And then let Russell run a little bit more. Those are just 3 things that they could do regardless of who the talent is. They did not need anybody else to do that. And even the offensive line, as much as we all feel the frustration about the offensive line because they were giving up all the sacks. But if you keep making them have them hold the ball or wait for routes to develop, well, you're just playing into your weakness and into the opponent's strength. They're one of the better pass defenses, and then your offensive line is struggling to pass protect. So why go there? Stick with what's working and what your team is capable of doing. So, again, to me, that's coaching. That's somebody's coaching plan scheme that is flawed from the start. So the more I keep talking about it, the more I keep thinking about it, I'm feeling like it's if it's not Carroll, then it's a Schottenheimer thing, but maybe it is a Pete Carroll thing. I don't know. But Pete Carroll likes to run the ball. So that's why I don't understand. Pete Carroll was a run the ball, control the clock, play good defense. And we were playing good defense up until the end of the game. They did give up a couple of long plays, but we were in that game until the end. So, I don't understand it. That's why I keep, the more things point, I keep feeling like it's a Schottenheimer thing. Here's the Titans. Brown gets a first down reception, broke a tackle, and he gets into Ravens territory at the 47-yard line. So, yeah, man, this is, as much as it felt like we got killed, it also felt like we didn't have to get killed. Yeah. It felt like we schemed ourselves in a way to not win that game. So, but looking to next year, I don't feel like it's like, oh man, our team is just across the board horrible. It's not. We have players like Lockett. We know what Wilson can do. We know our tight end group can get it done. Yeah, the offensive line, question marks there. But defensively, we're fine. Oh, there's Derrick Henry, 8 yards to the 40-yard line. And defense, we weren't terrible. Again, we were better than we started. So the defense got better. And the offense, I just felt like talent-wise, we didn't get worse. Something happened with the play calling. So I really feel like it's a coaching thing. I really do.
Yeah. I do agree to that. Like some of the plays have just like wasn't working, and like plus I don't get why we didn't run the ball on some of the plays that we could easily get some yards. And like, it's it's infuriating.
Third down and 1 at the end of the first half with about 1 minute and 12 seconds left and 2 timeouts, and you go hurry up and give Carlos Hyde the ball, and you get stonewalled. Yeah, you could blame the offensive line for not blocking better, but I believe if you give me a choice, I will choose Chris Carson every time. And Chris Carson probably, granted, he got stuffed a couple times too, but I feel like at least you get your best chance. If you give it to Chris Carson and he doesn't get it, well, you go, well, their line was better than us. But at least I feel like you're giving yourself the best chance. So that one I didn't understand. And then on the 4th and 1, game on the line, they can't even get the playoff. That is completely unacceptable, and there's no excuse for it. And by the way, on the speaking of 3rd and 1s, they threw a pass intended for number 81 Brown, and he's hit immediately and drops the ball incomplete. So now the Titans have to make a decision here. Do they go for it and be aggressive, or down for it? Nope, they're going to punt the ball and try to play defense and pin them deep. Let's see what happens here. The ball is going to be fair caught at the 15-yard line. So Titans play conservative. Reminds me of a lot of Seattle. It was in so many 4th and 1 situations, and they didn't go for it. We'll see if that was the right call. Down 4 points in this wildcard game. All right. So, yeah, a lot of questions. I'll never know if we'll know the answer, but I got to think that the offensive coordinator position is going to be heavily looked at. We'll see, man.
I'm curious why we haven't been using Alex Collins that much. I remember, like, from the last game, he performed pretty well at the end of the game.
He ran hard, yeah. No, I agree. But here's the thing, though, is why even be thinking about Alex Collins when you have Chris Carson and he hasn't even really ran the ball that much? I see. If you felt like you hit the wall with Chris Carson, then you start trying to change things up. But if you never felt like you exhausted your supply with your number 1, why are we even talking about the number 3? You wear out number 1 till you can't go anymore, and then you bring in number 2 and number 3 to bring that up. But they never even got to that point. So I agree with you. It would have been cool to see. I don't know what his situation is, if Alex Collins is just a 1-year, kind of test project, and he's going to be gone after next year. But we've got questions at running back now. If Chris Carson's not back, he's going to be gone. Free agency is going to be tearing up with some other team who knows how to use him. And now we're going to be back to trying to find another running back, because all we got right now is DJ Dallas, and I'm not that impressed yet. So we got to get at least 2 more solid, because as we know, our running backs have a tendency to not last the whole season. So, all right, man, I'm going to go grab some other calls here, but I appreciate you being on here, Jacob.
Yeah, no problem.
Enjoy the rest of the game, and enjoy the rest of your week, and go Hawks. All right. So this game gets pretty interesting here with, as I said, just 4-point game, but Ravens chance to try to get up 2 scores. Titans are trying to fight for their playoff lives here, hosting this game, trying to exact, Ravens trying to get revenge on the Titans for their loss last year. 10 minutes left, Titans down by 4, Ravens with the ball. So we'll talk it through as we continue to discuss Seahawks-related issues at hand. Let's see. Let's go to. So he said about I fixed my headphones now. All right, let's try it. All right, headphone fixed guy. You're on with NorbCam. Oh, Ravens with a first down run of 11 yards. Headphones guy? Nope. Dead radio silence. Not happening. I guess it's not quite fixed. Continue to work on it. All right, let's go to LadFan 08. LadFan 08, what's up?
What's up?
What's your name? Where are you from?
My name is Liam. I'm from California.
Okay, Liam from California. First time caller?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome to the show. And it's a 9-yard pass on first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 coming up with 9:13 left in the game. What's on your mind, man? Are you a depressed, sad Seahawks fan like the rest of us?
And I'm actually a Rams fan, but I'm not a hater on the Seahawks.
Oh, we've got rivals in the house here. All right. Rivals fan joining the Discord. We've got infiltrators. First down run. It looks like he got it. First down Ravens. Going to chew up the clock here now. Well, congratulations on your team making it to the divisional round. I'm not happy to have to admit that, but you guys did outplay us. I'm curious from your standpoint of the game, from the quarterback standpoint, when on that play where Wolford got injured, first of all, did you think it was a dirty play, or do you think that was a clean hit by Jamal Adams that sent him to the hospital?
I think it was, well, if he went to the hospital, I think it's kind of dirty.
Well, just
it's
because
like usually they just go to the locker room.
Well, just because the result wasn't a bad injury doesn't mean that it was a dirty play, right? I mean, just because the result was unfortunate doesn't mean that the play itself was dirty. You're saying that if he didn't go to the hospital, you wouldn't have considered it a dirty play? What about the play itself? I mean, you saw the replay.
It looked kind of like, I don't really know what is considered dirty, but like if like completely like not nice, then that would be dirty.
Well, football is a not nice game because you got guys trying to beat up other guys, but they have rules set for that. But in my book, I thought that was not a dirty play. I mean, Jamal Adams was going for a tackle. He led with his shoulder, not with his head. He did catch, Lamar Jackson with another run. Wow, man, down to the 30-yard line, 15-yard run. Now, all of a sudden, Ravens pouring it on here offensively. He did get the shoulder hit to the head, and it looks like it was the neck, and the neck got compressed is what it seemed to be the issue with him. But I'm curious, at that point in the game, were you happy that Goff was back in, or were you nervous to think that you wanted Wolford to be your quarterback and that you were actually... Did you feel like your chances improved or got worse when Wolford was knocked out of the game?
I think it got worse like before Goff started doing good, but then like he did better, but so like
so you wanted
one touchdown.
So you actually wanted Wolford to stay. You like Wolford before he got hurt. You wanted him to be your quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you now. You guys are going to play the Packers in Lambeau. How confident are you that you're going to get a win next weekend against the Packers?
Not very confident.
Yeah, I would feel the same way. Packers and Lambeau are a tough deal.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys do have a pretty good pass defense, and if anyone can give them a challenge, Jalen Ramsey showed he's pretty good going one-on-one against the best receivers. So I don't know. You guys might have the right matchup against a team that obviously kind of needs the passing game to be dominant. So I still think the Packers are going to win that game, but I think the Rams actually give them a pretty good shot there. So third down here in the Ravens-Titans game. It's third down, 5 minutes left, 3rd and 6. This is the play of the game so far. Titans need a stop. They might be in long field goal range, but they really need us for the clock here and to keep the risk of them going into the end zone, getting up 2 scores. A field goal would make it only a 1 touchdown game. So hold on a second. Lamar Jackson in the gun. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Snap. He's going to roll to the left. He's looking to throw. He does throw. It's complete, but he's short. He's short by about 2 yards. So it's going to be 4th down and 2 at the 23-yard line. So the Ravens would probably look to kick the field goal to go up a touchdown with 5 minutes left. And let's see what they decide to do. Or they could go aggressive and try to keep the possession going. Hold on a second. Let's see what they do. They're huddling up like they're going to go for it. They are going to go for it. Hold on there, young man. Let me guys talk through this very crucial play right here. This is a game decision, man. 4th and 2. Ravens going aggressive, not kicking the field goal. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Maraj Jackson is going to roll to the right. Dumps it to the running back, and he's got the first down. Wait, there's a flag on the play. Hold the phones. There was a flag on the play that might negate this first down. The Titans seem excited. Offensive pass interference on the Ravens is going to negate the first down. I think he blocked before the pass was made. Oh, that's what it was. It was illegal pick. Good call there. So now the Ravens will probably have to settle for the field goal. He didn't even need to do it. He could have just stood there like a statue and accomplished the same thing. So here we go. Justin Tucker, who missed earlier from 52, he's 1 for 2 on the day from the left hash mark. Snap, hold, kick. This time it's right down the middle. It is good, and now the Ravens have a 7-point lead, 20-13, with 4:19 left in the game. Wow, what a good game we got going here. All right. So, well, I guess we'll see how things go next week. Most likely, I guess it's going to be Goff with his surgically repaired hand going against the Packers. So, like I said, tough matchup there. But, well, good luck to you, even though I will not be rooting for you. All right, man. I appreciate the call. We're going to go to talk to some other folks here, but I appreciate you being on here, and I appreciate you having the guts to be on a Seahawks Discord when you're an LA Rams fan. All right, let's go to one of my mods and staff guys, Nick LeBeau. Nick, how's it going? You feel any better today than you did yesterday?
Still pretty disappointed about the loss, but I'm looking forward to the offseason, free agency, the draft, see which new guys we pick up, but I'll be sad to see some key guys like Chris Carson, who are probably going to go. But yeah.
Yeah, Chris Carson. That's probably the biggest disappointment because I've been a fan of Chris Carson since the beginning. I know he had his injury issues early, he had his fumbling issues, but I felt this year he had a little bit of a stretch of injury, but he took care of his fumbling issues. He was healthy when we needed him to, and we talked all last year that, oh man, if we had a running back healthy, we would have gone deep in the playoffs last year. Well, we had that, and then we get worse than last year. And I still feel like it was bad play calling. Was a big part of our offensive woes. As much as I want to blame, like the offensive line and stuff like that, it's
I said in my
execution of the play calls to get your guys to be in a position to succeed. I felt like they weren't put in a position to succeed.
Yeah, I said in my 3 keys, one of my keys was control the ground game and control the clock. And the Rams did that and won, and we didn't, and we lost. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's more frustrating than anything else. I think if you felt like it was a lack of talent and you just simply had no chance because your team doesn't have enough good players, then you'd be like, you know what? We just can't hang. I felt like we had the potential. They just didn't use it right.
Well, we definitely had the potential.
So, ultimately that hurts. Titans, return. Oh, but he's taking out the 22.
Oh.
They got 4-13 to try to get down and score a touchdown to tie this ball game up.
But yeah, I am very hopeful for this offseason. I think we got to sadly let Carson, Hyde, and Quentin Dunbar go just to save some cap and then I think we should, in the draft, maybe 2nd or 3rd round, go for, I don't know if you watch much college football, but Ohio State's running back, Trey Sermon.
Mm-hmm. I don't watch a lot of college football, so I'm not familiar with a lot of the other teams.
He's just had a phenomenal year. Still kind of projected more of a late 2nd to 3rd round guy. But yeah, he's definitely a Seattle type running back, kind of power back guy, and I think he'd be great here. I also think that we should bring back Alex Collins. Alex Collins has been pretty solid and kind of do more of what we did a couple years ago when Carson first got into town, which was like the 3-man committee with back then it was Carson, Mike Davis, and J.D. McKissick, except now maybe it's like Penny, Sermon, and Collins, something like that.
So Rashad Penny now, I know he used the first round pick from, what year was it, 2018?
I think it was 18.
18.
Yeah, it was 18.
So this is his, 18, so we just finished our third year. Has he got one more year left? He's going to be on
a contract year.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what's going to happen, I think, is he'll be on a contract year, but we'll have the option to put a fifth-year option.
Right, which they always do on the rookie contract.
So
but I don't know yet, man.
Yeah, I definitely. I have hope in him because really? I think, I like him. I don't think he's the future, like long term, but I think for 1 year, maybe 2 years, I think he'd be solid.
I'm concerned about the durability injury factor, man. I mean, he was just starting to wake up last year. After the first year he didn't play, and then second year, last year, just when he got going, he tore his ACL, and then this year,
and then even this year,
it took him a long time to get back in, and he finally got in, and then he gets injured again.
He was out. He was out yesterday.
So,
Yeah.
But I think not feeling it right now with him.
I think right now our 3 biggest needs are probably running back, offensive line, mainly left guard, because I think the rest of our offensive line is pretty solid right now. And then cornerback. I think we should go more for like running back, cornerback, and offensive line in the draft. Maybe get like a starting left guard. You know how I said yesterday, John Feliciano, if he's available. And then I think it's sadly time with Mike Solari, our O-line coach. I think his time with us is probably gone because we just need a coach that can get in there and communicate with the guys better. And But I do think our 4 must signs are probably Shaq Griffin, Poona Ford, KJ, and Ethan Posick, actually.
And Jamal Adams is not on that list?
Oh, well, I'm talking about for this
existing
year. Yeah.
Is Jamal Adams, are we only good for this year, or we have him for next year?
I think we have him for next year.
So we have him for, basically it was this season and then next year, right? So we don't have to worry about him not being back.
The Jets put him on a 5th-year option, and that transferred over when we traded for him.
All right.
And and then Carlos Dunlap also, his contract expires not this year, but next year.
Oh, so we have Carlos Dunlap for next year as well.
Yeah, because the Bengals had him on a 2-year deal when they traded him.
Thanks for clarifying that. I just wasn't sure those guys were just this season, and then it was, how much was guaranteed for the next year. By the way, this other game, 4th and 1. It's 4th and 1 for the Titans.
Oh, yeah, I'm watching.
I thought they got the first down, but apparently not.
Oh.
And it's a sneak by Tannehill. They got it, so the drive stays alive with 2:37 left. They got all three timeouts. They're about at their own 30 or about the 40-yard line.
Yeah.
See, that's how you execute a 4th and 1, folks. You go up there, you call a play, and you execute it. And you don't dilly-dally in the huddle with 7 seconds left in the play clock.
I wish Seattle would do more QB sneaks on 4th and really short.
Well, unfortunately, though, Russell Wilson...
not hand it to Hyde and hand it to Carson.
Well, and Russell Wilson, though, has historically not been a very good quarterback sneak guy. Have you ever noticed? Yeah. When was the last time you actually see Russell Wilson score on a convert on a quarterback sneak? He did do that again in a goal line situation. Was it a couple games ago? But in general, the few times they've done it, it has not worked out. So anyway, here we go. 2-minute warning in a good game here. Ravens up 7 points on the Titans, 20-13. Titans trying to get down the field to tie this ball game or potentially take the lead with a 2-point conversion, but. Coming down to this 2-minute drive here to try to win this game. I have the Titans in this game, but right now they are losing and got to get a score. It's game time for the Titans. Pretty good finish leading up here. Yeah. Well, that's good. I guess some of those defensive guys means they will be here for at least the foreseeable near future of the next season. which is good.
Yeah, next off season though, that's going to be tough because we have Jamal, we have Tyler Lockett, we have Carlos Dunlap, which I don't think we'll extend Carlos Dunlap because he'd be 34, I think.
Yeah.
Is he 32?
I'm not sure how old he is.
I think he's in his early 30s.
Yeah,
so
I know he's in
he'd
his
be
30s.
kind of.
Yeah, he doesn't look old, but he's surprisingly
Yeah.
he's been on the Bengals for a long time. So
Yeah. I also think this year, maybe in like a later round, we should get another receiver because I don't know about Penny Hart. He's shown some flashes, but
right, yeah,
yeah.
They obviously has not really done much to get on the field.
Right.
Yeah, and then of course there's now Russell Wilson's extension. Was it how many years did they extend? I know there was not
Wasn't
last
it?
year.
I think it was 4 or 5.
Or last year. 4 years. I
Oh,
think.
what year? It was not. It was. I think
how many
4
years? It was 4. I think it was 4. I feel like it was.
Here,
4
I'll
years.
look it up really quickly.
Yeah, but they.
Okay, here's Russell Wilson.
It was
19, in 2019
right?
he signed
they
a
did the
4-year,
deal, 4-year deal. That's what I
$140 million deal. Yep.
Okay.
So then he is not. He's in 2 years.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about him.
Yeah,
yet.
we don't have to worry about him for a bit.
Yeah. And then we were talking about. I think is it still true? I believe he has a no trade clause. So
Yeah. So
everybody who wants to see Russell gone, unless Russell wants to be gone,
Yeah,
he's
unless
really pretty solid back there. So you can play all you want, but I really don't think he's the problem. I really don't.
No, neither do I. And I think he knows he had a bad off year, and I think he's just going to work really hard in the off season and come back from it and have an MVP type season.
All right, here you go. Titans throwing the ball middle of the field. Oh my God, it's
it.
intercepted.
Oh, and that's Marcus
the receiver
Peters.
for Marcus Peters. He's still going to the 47-yard line. That is probably it's not over yet because they have 3 timeouts.
Stand.
They have 3 timeouts, so they could stop the clock. But that's rough. I think the receiver fell down. I think the receiver fell down.
Maybe he slipped
because he was on the floor when he got. Let's watch this here. It's number 14. Yeah, he was the one to end up on the floor. So he's on the on the right. He takes a little in route, makes his.
Oh yeah,
he just slipped. He fell. He fell,
Oh, shoot.
and that's why the ball landed in Peters' hand. Peters was behind him on the coverage, and he fell, and the ball just landed safely in his bread basket. Weird.
Yeah.
It's like he
And he's
tripped on
like
something. It's like his
he's
foot
like
got
a
caught up
third
in
or
the
fourth
foot.
stringer, so I kind of feel bad for him.
That's
You
rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
So it's not completely over. Obviously, if the Ravens get a first down, that's over. But couldn't they stop it enough? Taunting by the Ravens.
Yeah.
So they got a 15-yard penalty for taunting. Not that that's as much of an issue here. Could be if they have to get rid of the ball. But let's see, with 150, they'll run a play, call timeout. Second down, run a play, call timeout. Run a play, call timeout. If they don't get a first down, they could have to punt, but we're talking about seconds remaining.
Right.
The Titans' chances here look very slim.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on everyone saying like fire Shoddy and all that?
Well,
Do you think we should fire him?
The more I've been sort of looking at it and thinking about it and answering questions and just regurgitating my own thoughts on it, I thought about last year and then compared to this year. And last year, we had some similar types of things, but at the end of the year, we didn't have that push to fire because we had such an easy excuse. We lost all our running backs to injury. Our tight end group was decimated. So it kind of felt like, well, you know what? If we had our running backs, that'd be totally different. But
now looking at
we
it,
had all that back. We had all our tight ends, we had all our running backs, and they played worse.
Yeah, you could say the same thing happened 3 years ago, I believe, in Dallas for the Wildcard game, where it was just the play calling was awful.
Right.
And we had most of our guys healthy.
Who was our coordinator then?
I'm pretty sure it was Shoddy. I think it was Shoddy's first year.
Is that his first year? So we've had him for third.
Yeah, it was his first season.
So
yeah, because we cleaned house in our coaching staff 2018 when we missed, or when we cleaned out, or maybe it was the second year. Because we cleaned out the year we missed the playoffs. Was that 17?
So that means 18, 19, 20. So yeah, this would have been the third season. So
yeah,
it's funny because remember the longest time. And here's a more concerning question is that we had Darrell Bevell, and obviously during our greatest runs for the team, going to the Super Bowl and all that, we had Darrell Bevell as our coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet the underlying theme was fire Darrell Bevell. Right? They couldn't get rid of him soon enough until finally they did after 2017.
Yeah.
And now here we are with Schottenheimer, and it almost feels like the same sentiment that he's the problem.
Well, and I've read a lot of articles even since yesterday's loss and looked at a lot of things, and even Robert Turbin tweeted it out. He's like, the reason Seattle's having this problem is because their offense is it's old school, it's generic, and teams are figuring it out. There's like Robert Turbin said, they don't add any sauce to the offense. And then he thinks that's what our problem is, and I'm kind of leaning towards agreeing with him. You know, it seemed like last night it was either inside run or deep 15, 20 yard pass.
So here's a little wrinkle in here. Yeah, I'm with you. It's been missing this whole time, the short stuff. So interesting call by the Ravens. They threw a pass, incomplete. Would have been a back-breaking first down, but they stopped the clock with an incomplete pass.
Oh, Jackson.
And now Lamar Jackson's going to break their back anyway with stay in bounds, dummy. Stay in bounds. There you go. That's a smart play. And that is it. The Ravens are going to advance to the divisional championship, divisional game with the back-breaking first down run on a read option. Something, again, I wish Seattle would do more of, down to the 30-yard line, and that's it. And he stays in bounds smartly, and that will be the game. So congratulations to the Ravens. They will advance. The Titans are one and done. Welcome to the party, Titans. That is it. All right, so two of my teams I was rooting for are out. Actually, three of them. I was hoping that Brady would lose to the Washington football team. They lost too. So, Anyway, it's just been that kind of.
I think for offensive coordinator, if we fire Schottenheimer, I think we should try to go after the Saints quarterback coach. Because if you've looked at the past, their backups like Teddy Bridgewater. Mm-hmm. He got a pretty good deal to go to Carolina. He hasn't played amazing, but he's been serviceable. Taysom Hill, what they did with him when Breeze was out, and of course Jameis Winston, who knows how he's going to play. But I've heard projections that he's going to get another chance for another team. So I think that would be a good move. I don't even know if he's open to negotiating anywhere else. You think he's been there for a while. He'd want to move up to the next level, but who knows?
Yeah.
And he would really modernize our offense. Although I don't know if Pete really wants to move off of his kind of offense. Although I think it's going to come down to us needing to if we really want to contend deep in the playoffs. I also think that a lot of fans, they want Sherman back and they want all the old guys back. But looking at Sherman, I would be fine with it if we gave him a 1 to 2 year more incentives-based deal. And then drafted a rookie that could sit behind him for a year or two and then come in and gain his experience. Kind of like Shaquille Griffin did, even though Shaquille was still starting that year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else he's got left. Yeah, obviously we'd have to be financially friendly, but do we feel like that would be a good fit for Seattle, given the way that whole situation sort of ended?
Right.
Would he return and be a good team player? Would it be a positive experience? Or, there's just that, I think that desire by Seattle fans to just, they miss the good stuff, and
they miss the good old days.
Feels like they're just hanging on to the old, the yesteryear. He's getting up there, man. But
another guy to look at in free agency, if we don't draft a running back, is Jamal Williams, the Packers' second string guy. Remember when Aaron Jones was out for, I think it was a game 2? Him and Dylan were kind of sharing snaps, but this guy's a power back, and he was running people over. He had a great game, and I think that he'd be a solid guy to bring in. But I think actually looking at it, I'd rather go down the path of drafting a running back.
Yeah, it feels like there are running backs to be had, and we've obviously Chris Carson, the perfect example of somebody who we found at the very, very end of the draft, and scouted out pretty good. It's just a shame they never used him to his full advantage.
Yeah,
that'll always be my feeling about the Chris Carson era. He never quite reached his potential. We never gave him a full shot, and I thought he was really our best one that we could have had.
Looking at it though, there's a question mark. If Seattle does fire Schottenheimer, would Carson come back? Like, I don't know. I guess a question mark.
He's pretty unhappy with the situation, but yeah. But he's a total free agent now, so he can go wherever he wants. I feel.
Oh yeah, he can go anywhere.
If another team's smart out there, they'll pick him up and utilize him. So
yeah.
All right. Well, officially the game is over here. Officially now the time has run out. 20-13. They get revenge on their against the Titans, who lost last year, who defeated them last year in the divisional game. So now the Ravens move on, and I will be moving on as well here as we wrap up this stream here. But Nick, it's I know we'll be talking a lot for more to come. The off season is just starting. We have plenty of discussions about that. But appreciate it, man.
Yep.
We have plenty more to.
Do you plan on streaming any other games tonight?
We'll see.
National Championship tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet here. I've got some family stuff to do, so I may be. I'm not going to do the next game because besides, I think the Titans are going to destroy the Chicago Bears, and then we'll see we'll see about the game tonight. But probably the next one will be the next stream will be next weekend when we get to the divisional round. So. But we have plenty of videos
do the roundtable Wednesday,
I'm going to do the Coach's Corner on Tuesday. The roundtable is still going to happen. I'm still going to be doing videos during the week. So don't go anywhere, guys. Remember to hit that. I'm just actually mute things here. So thanks. Good to talk to you, man. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to sign off here now. I want to thank you guys for being on here. For those of you who contributed to the Super Chat, appreciate your support. It's always good to talk to you guys in the Discord. I hope you'll join. The Discord is going to be going even though season's over, but plenty of stuff to happen there. And I'm going to still continue to do videos, so hopefully you'll come around and watch my material. And again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, and plenty more stuff to come into. And in fact, there's Kristyn Rawson, just joined an all-pro member of the NORBFAM. Thank you, Kristyn. There you is, right there. Kristyn, thank you so much. Add you to the list of names on there to join the rest of the NORBFAM here. MVPs and the all-pros get their name up on the credits. So thank you for joining, Kristyn. We're going to have a good time. All right. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you much. And we are giving away, as I said, doing drawing, I think, on Wednesday. Going to draw and give away this NorbCam autographed football to one of you lucky Discord members. So be sure to jump on the Discord. It's free, fun place to hang out and chat football and other things. And that's it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care, everyone, and as always, go Hawks.